On Ford Oval, round 2 action in the O&M. Gus McLeod, Dan Vaccaro, Scott Montgomery and Luke Francis here on a Saturday afternoon. 3 out. Sorry, we'll go through them right now. Missing from today's Roos lineup, who played the Maggies last week, Jed Longmire, also Jaden Butson off on VFL duties, and Mitchell Scott will miss with a pig string. In for the Roos, Jordan Foote and 37, the former Sydney Swan. Kai Williamson won't play. Kai Williamson will play, and Joey Ugle is also in for the Roos. And for the Raiders, out Ethan Boxall, also Seb Quirk and Billy Robertson, and in comes Lewis Waters, Ned Twycross and Fraser Jensen. Scotty, we'll go down to you on ground level. The ground looks magnificent, mate.
Oh, it's unbelievable, especially with the sun out in full flight at the moment. Not many clouds in the sky. It's about 25, 26 degrees, but great grass coverage down here at John Ford, as you'd expect this time of year. And the toss has been a one and done, and the Raiders have won it and will kick to the Murray River end.
Dan, who are we watching closely, mate, on the 40-week stat sheet?
Yes, we'll go through the players now for Corowa-Rutherglen on the 40-week stat sheet. Josh Clayton, Liam McCarthy, Tyler Roos, Cody Shutt, and that man we've been speaking about all pre-game, Jordan Foote as well. So keen to have a look at him. And over to Wodonga Raiders, we're taking my good friend Brad St. John with the shred, Will Forden, Mitchie Way, the vice-captain, Corey Rich, and Jason Burke as well. Lukey.
A tip from you, Scotty?
Corowa by 3 goals.
Beautiful, Dan.
Corowa 4 goals.
And Gussie.
Corowa by 8 goals.
First term is brought to you by A-Grade Oils and Batteries. Here is Gus McLeod to get us going. Easter Saturday, it's the Roos up against the Raiders.
We'll wait for the siren to fire off.
Got to wait till 2 o'clock. That's the thing.
1:59 it is.
Oh,
come on, boys.
Everyone's too early.
Here we go.
There's the siren.
Beautiful.
And apologies for the crackles. Bit of a technical difficulty, but we're underway at the John Ford Oval. Welcome to Easter Saturday on O&M Live. It's Ray Murphy with the first 40 wings disposal. Coming off the back of the stoppage, the Roos go inside 50 via Jordan Foote, and Bradkey marks out in front, 25 metres out, directly in front. That went from the centre stoppage to a shot on goal in 15 seconds.
If that's what we've got to look forward to from Jordan Foote, I tell you what, it's going to be a long day for the Raiders. And as you said, Gussie, he might just be the best of the lot of their recruits for the Corowa-Rutherglen Roos.
He comes with big raps. Played VFL footy with Sam Murray. Was chatting to Sam earlier today, and he said keep an eye out for this lad. He can play. So Caelan Bradkey with his first look on goal. Looks to be starting a bit deeper tonight, Monty. Or this afternoon, I should say.
I don't mind it. Get him as close to goal as you can.
Bradkey to the Bridge Road end. Strikes it nicely through the big sticks. The Roos are on the board on Easter Saturday. Thanks to Steel Line, they lead 1 straight 6 of the Raiders yet to score.
Yeah, that would have been a huge sigh of relief for Corowa-Rutherglen, especially after how they started last week. So positive, but just weren't accurate in front of goal. So that there... Already looks a player coming through the centre of John Ford Oval. So exciting start for Corowa.
You're off to a fantastic start, Dan. Here at John Ford Oval. Rightio, back in the centre. We're about to recommence. Indy Kotzer and also Richards to do battle this time in the ruck. And away they go, the big man. Kotzer got the best of it. Ball tied up. And the umpire, in fact, has given her a free kick away, has he? Yes.
It's going to go to Corowa, boys. I'm not sure what for, but it's going to Tyler Roos. It must have been a hold. It was the out of position umpire that paid it.
Here he goes, Roos. Smack bang in the middle of John Ford, and he goes inside 50 here to the Bridge Road end. Caelan Bradkey takes a ripper. Scotty starting the game superbly.
Yeah, well, I'll tell you what, if you get a centre clearance here at John Ford, that's where you want to kick it. 30 metres out, straight in front, straight to the big fella coming out of the square. So he's going to go back and put his second one through, I reckon, boys.
What a start, Dan.
Yeah, hot start there. Caelan Bradkey, he couldn't have asked for a better start. 2 centre clearances, 2 inside 50s, and 2 marks already, Bobby. Caelan Bradkey.
A little bit of deja vu here from what we saw last week against Myrtleford for the Raiders.
We've only gone 2 minutes on the NZ Albury time clock. Here's Caelan Bradkey looking at his second for the game. In the opening term, here we go. Caelan lines up from right on the 50 arc. It's on its way. It's missed. It's through for 1 minor score. So 7 plays 0 on the Steel Line scoreboard at John Ford Oval.
That was very nice of you, Lukey, at the John Ford Oval.
You like that one, Gussie?
Yeah,
roll off the tongue.
Just lower it down.
Yeah,
like Frank Sinatra.
Oh, you would have loved him, Lukey.
I did.
I reckon you could maybe perform at the Club Corowa tonight,
Oh,
Lukey.
thank you, Gussie.
Into those sort of tunes.
Frank Sinatra or the King, Lukey?
Both.
Okay.
Yeah, Elvis and Sinatra, Dan.
So the Raiders at full back will kick in. And they got the ball in the back pocket here. Nice little chipping ball inboard. Squizzy Taylor, son of a gun at the Wodonga Raiders. He's got the ball at court, true full back. Brings it out to the broadcast side wing, the clubroom side. Too much for Indy Kotzer. Spills out of bounds. True centre wing, clubroom side. As we go boundary side, Scott Montgomery for the Newmarket Hotel.
Do you see there the way they were trying to exit their defensive 50? Corrid set up so well behind the footy in that kick in that it's going to be really hard to kick their way through it. They're going to have to find some options down the line, I reckon.
Left of centre wing. You get a boundary throw in. Yeah. Ball still at bootlace level. Players fight away for it. Kotzer win again. Twycross. He's wrapped up by McCarthy. Umpire to take it. Beautiful day in Corowa. Supposed to be 27. Gee, I reckon it'd have to be over that. Kotzer again just pushed Richards out of the ruck. Rich taken in a tackle by Melksham. Nice work from McCarthy. Left foot down the line to their half-forward flank. Over Morton's head it goes. Hope comes out. And then players go back. Boy, out of bounds. Just inside the arc of the Bridge Road end, Scotty.
Yeah, just that ball movement again off half-back. McCarthy running off his opponent there. And just the delivery wasn't quite perfect, but you can see they want to get it in the hands of their users early.
4 minutes gone for NZ in the first term. Easter Saturday football in Corowa. Richards, nice ruck work.
Infringement.
Whistle. Talk us through that one.
Yeah, just paid against Richards. Just grabbed the hold of the jumper, so it should go the way of Kotzer, I reckon.
He got a big whack early in the first term.
Maxi Glass.
Well, that's opportunistic from Max.
It'll be Mitchy way.
Long down the line. Jordan Ayres dispossessed of the footy. His shut looks to go inboard. Rich throws it on the boot. Inside 50 go the Raiders. Forrest has started deep in attack. He's up against Brasher. Handball over the top into the pocket. Taylor's got some room to work within. Nice defensive pressure on the last line of defence from Joe Hansen, and we'll bring the ball back into play. Monty for the Newmarket Hotel. That was clever from Mitchy Way. Big Indy, didn't really trust him, but get the ball in your runner's hands.
Well, I don't think the umpire really took control. It probably should have gone back to Indy, but yeah, Mitchy Way just went on with it straight away and got the kick.
Scoreboard end. Brasher left foot over his shoulder has kicked a beauty. Terrific goal. A Sunjan goal of the day to Nick Brasher. Scott, that was terrific.
Yeah, wasn't it? It's just creative, and we know how dangerous it can be around goals, and it'd just be smart there. Take it out of the ruck. Big Richards has been dominating so far in the ruck for Cora, but for Brasher just to use his body, get it in the hands, and then put it over the shoulder was fantastic.
Yeah, it was just a couple of minutes for Raiders just to get their hands on the footy, Lukey, a little bit, and get a little bit more composure around the footy after a hot start from Corowa. But yeah, really good finish from Brasher. You'd expect nothing less. Corey Rich as well in the midfield. He's had 2 early disposals on the 40-week stat sheet. Looking good.
He certainly is. Monty, rough crowd here at the John Ford.
Pushing, 1,200, I reckon. Maybe. There's a lot at the netball.
Rightio, back in the centre. Scotty brought to you by the Newmarket Hotel, boundary side. Looking forward to his game analysis this afternoon right here on O&M Live. Here's Rich, and he comes out of the middle on the right foot, goes to the half right. On the other side here, Hernan got spun around in a tackle by Jordan Ayres. Goes again, Hernan, nice work. Ayres right on his hammer, brought to ground, and the umpire is going to take it. So a ball up on the flank here. It's favouring the scoreboard end on the outer side. A few players around the pill. Ground looks absolutely magnificent. Hope you're enjoying the pictures. Thanks to Snap Print Solutions on the stream today. Rich grabs it again, taken out of bounds by Tyler Roos this time, and the umpire will throw it in.
Yeah, it's been a really good couple of minute period for Raiders, as we said, just to get a little bit more composure around the footy and have a little bit more care for the ball and sort of try and play the game in their half a little bit here, Lukey.
Scott Montgomery, boundary side for the Newmarket Hotel. Noticing the trees on the Murray River side are starting to swirl a bit. What's the breeze like at ground level?
Yeah, it's probably a 2 or 3 goal breeze. I reckon sort of heading across the ground, but boys, sort of towards the scoreboard. But yeah, more across than up and down. Williamson
dispossessed. Ugle got taken high. It's going to be a free kick to Joey Ugle. On debut for the Roos, another player that's followed Darren Creswell to the club. And Ugle kicks out to centre wing. Nice looking ball. Ball's in the hands of Kai Williamson. First game for the Roos. Coming across from the Rovers. And he goes short. He finds Jordan Foote, who's been hot on the 40-wing stat sheet, Dan Vaccaro.
Yeah, he's coming up for his 3rd disposal on the 40-wing stat sheet.
Tried to link up with Lavis. He was met by a nice spoil. Tracking this one nicely is Howes for the Raiders. Trying to keep it alive. They want to look inboard. Mitch Way retreats. Long kick down the line from Scammell for the Raiders. Lands just inside the field of play. Jordan Ayres tracking it now for Corowa. The umpire said he stepped out of bounds for a boundary throw-in. True centre wing, Murray River side of the John Ford Oval here in Corowa. On the Steel Line scoreboard, it's 1-1-7 the Roos. The Raiders 1 straight 6 on O&M Live.
First term for A-grade oils and batteries. We've gone 8 minutes thanks to NZ. 7 plays 6. So the Roos up by 1. Let's have a look. On the far side of the ground, young lady comes in, throws it in. Good job. Irvin in the ruck this time. That was with Scammell. And players fight away for it tied up. Umpire to take it again. What a weekend of footy we got in the O&M, hey? Hoppers over the Doggies yesterday, and the Tigers absolutely wiped out by the Rovers. What a result that was. John Ford over this afternoon. Here's Melksham, true centre half back, and he goes short. Nice ball to Tyler Roos, and he plays on by hand. Williamson this time's going to pick it up at ground level. Takes it. Twycross tried to grab him. Here's Scammell for the Raiders, trying to feed a player out wide, and he does so. Nice work from the Raiders. On to Corey Rich. He's been busy in the opening term as they tumble one down towards the half-forward flank. But McCarthy's got it, and he's coming away for the Roos.
Has to do a bit of stop and prop and wait for an option to appear. He takes a bounce and looks to penetrate the corridor. Ball's going to favour the bounce of Joe Ugle. Backwards to Joe Hansen, now linking up with Mel. Right boot down the line. He finds Lavis. True centre wing broadcast side. He wants to wheel and go. Does Pickle Rick. Looks to find Ray Murphy. Second game for the Roos today is Murphy. Kicks inside forward 50 to the leading lane of Darcy Hope.
Oh.
Brilliant football from Corowa-Rutherglen. An elite body and paint play of the day.
How good was that ball movement? They obviously transitioned the side of the ground, gave the feed backwards, and then they were away, and a great use from Ray Murphy. I don't think that lead had even started from Hope there, but that kick was just into the right space, and he was too quick off the mark, was Darcy Hope, and he'll go back here, straight in front, 25 out.
Tell us about that setup from Liam McCarthy, Monty. He held the ball for about 25 seconds at centre half back.
Yeah, absolutely. Good ball users. They usually seem like they've got a bit more time, and he just found his little mate Joey Ugle, both EGS employees, so yeah, just worked up and away they went.
Darcy Hope, 30 metres out, directly in front, right foot kick. I don't reckon he struck it nicely. Looked a bit funny off the ball drop. It's through for a minor score. On the Steel Line scoreboard, 1-2-7. The Corowa-Rutherglen Roos, the Raiders, 1 straight 6.
The one thing that Krez will be really happy with is the quality of entries. 3 inside 50s for 3 marks going forward, so that's a coach's dream.
Yeah, and Caelan Bradkey and also Darcy Hope, 2 of the Roos big men getting involved early. He'll love that, Dan. McCarthy again. He's been prominent in the early stages of the opening term. Here he goes, centre wing on the far side, and he loads it up with the left foot, goes in, Hope at the back, over the pack it goes. Bradkey try to be taken down by Howes. The Raiders work it out of their defence. Off the chest of Hansen, play goes on just inside the paint here at the Bridge Road end. It's going to be held up this time, and the umpire will take it. Let's go down to Scott Montgomery for the Newmarket Hotel.
Again, just the way Cora are defending the ground is absolutely unbelievable. They set up a bit of a press, and the Raiders have come up with them, so there's no one inside 50 for the Raiders right now.
Tyler Roos went up in the ruck there, which was rather unique, to put it nicely, for Tyler. Looks to be a bit of transition, I'd say, Monty, there with that ruck contest.
Yeah, I think Irvin was trying to get to the bench is what's going on there to try and make that rotation.
Squizzy Taylor, a nice little pitching wedge down the broadcast side wing. Joe Hansen with a fist in front of Jason Burke, who looks like he's gone into attack today after a game across the half-back line. Melksham right in front of Monty for the Newmarket Hotel. Shutt links up now with Finn Osborne. Osborne retreats to Geordie Ayres. Well-weighted kick opens up the fat side for Liam McCarthy. He's at centre half-back for the Roos. His kick wasn't on the same wavelength as Clayton. Inside 50 now go the Raiders. It's a narrow, shallow entry, and Brasher has claimed a mark here. Bit of a raffle against Tommy Forrest, but the umpires found that as a mark for Brasher. He'll kick from 50 directly in front.
Yeah. So just got to stay involved in the moment, and yeah, that kick from Liam McCarthy has been so good so far today, but that kick just turned it over, and he turned over in the middle of the ground here at John Ford. It goes back the other way pretty quick.
So Brasher, he's looking for his second. The deputy vice captain. He's going to have to kick this one all of 50 metres. Got the distance okay. Does he have the accuracy? He doesn't. It's to the left-hand side for a minor score. So 1-1-7 the Raiders to Cora 1-2-8. That's on the Steel Line scoreboard. And on the NZ Albury time clock, we've played 13 minutes.
Yeah, this is what we want. The big forwards getting involved early. Great. Here's Forrest, 30 out from their own goal, the Roos. And he calls a lead off. And now he goes. And he picks up Josh Clayton. True half-back flank, wide out for the Roos. Easter Saturday footy on O&M Live, 1494 2AY. Pocock off his chest, play goes on. Leslie handballs up to Bradkey. Bradkey weaving through traffic. Nice work from the Raiders. Jensen comes in. Front. Clayton goes again, he's at the bottom. Umpire's going to take it. Scotty, this contest not too far away from you.
Yeah, absolutely very close, and just some hard hits there from the boy on debut, Jensen. It's good to see. Apparently a lot of leg speed, so it'll be interesting to see if he can get out in open space and use those legs.
First term for A-grade oils and batteries. Brendan Llewellyn's found a free kick to Brad St John for the Raiders. Unsure what for.
Pay to throw.
Ticked inside the pocket, looking for the lead of Brasher. And he wasn't there in time. Out of bounds for a boundary throwing. Dan Vaccaro, some 40-wing stats here on O&M Live.
Yeah, well, Corey Rich has had a really good start to the game. He's had 4 disposals on the 40-wing stat sheet, along with Liam McCarthy as well. Really liked his sort of repellentness with the footy, and he's up to 4 disposals as well.
First turn brought to you by A-grade oils and batteries, as we said. So it's a 1-point lead to the Roos so far, as Roos himself comes out of the back line, Tyler. But here's Brad St John. He's going to line up. Look at that for a beautiful centering kick. Oh, Nick Brasher just off his chest, couldn't reel it in. Players going in. Roos back to Forrest. And now they shift it out to the outer side. This might be coming back because here's Sweetman. Harry's about to pick it up, and he concedes some ground. Comes right back to Chris Anderson, turns it over. Now Morton's away here. They're on the rebound, the Roos.
Dump kick down the line. Well done, Darcy Hope. He made a contest up against 2 Raiders, lost his footing and allowed the Raiders to swoop on the ball. Long kick down the line from Waters, up to centre half forward. Free kick. Advantage is paid. Running inside forward 50. Open goal square. Brasher marks. No, it's Burke. Big Berkey's marked on the goal line, and Monty, I'd hate to see the turnover stats for both sides.
Yeah, they're just turning over in poor parts of the ground at the moment, Cora. Their first couple of minutes was really good, but just the ball use from Raiders inside 52 good there.
So Big Burke, he puts it through the big sticks at the Murray River end, and they've kicked back-to-back goals, and they hit the front.
Yeah, really good little period here for Wodonga Raiders. That's a fantastic little bit of play. I know it's a bad turnover from Corowa, but just to centre it up there in the goal square for Burke, that was fantastic. He's up to 5 disposals, and Wangaratta fighting their way back into this battle very, very nicely. They got the 4 inside 50s at the moment on the 40-wing stat sheet. The 4 for Corowa.
Nice free-flowing game of footy, Scotty.
It is, absolutely, and I don't think Darren Creswell will be very happy with that. I think he'll want it to just slow down a little bit, control the footy a little bit more. They're turning over at half forward and through the middle of the ground, which is not normally his go. He likes to hit the short leads and then play on with hands, but yeah, at the moment, just probably not playing the way they wanted the Roos.
Mr. Mont for the Newmarket. Gus McLeod calling for McRae Motors. Dan Vaccaro on those 40-wing stats. John Ford Oval, Saturday afternoon. It's the Raiders, 13, leading Corowa-Rutherglen, 8 on the steel line scoreboard. Back in the middle, we go again. The Raiders through Fordham. This time to Wayham, back to Fordham, and he wants to come out to the broadcast side. Bouncing ball in front of Josh Clayton, gathers it in on the second attempt. Well, coming through there, Jen with the footy.
Oh.
He might be in trouble now. Scotty, yeah, we'll go down to you, mate, for the Newmarket.
No, I probably thought Joey Ugle Mitchy way, but the umpire said no, we'll throw it up.
Cots up, won the tap, Fordham, handballed it forward, but the umpire said it was a throw. He was looking for Sweetman. And the free kick's going to go to Osborne for the Roos. Kicks out wide. Ball's in the hands now of Darcy Melksham. Edge of the centre square, attacking side. Congested forward 50 awaits, so he sits one up nicely to Bradkey. Starting deeper today, Monty looks to be a winner for the Roos.
Absolutely, just giving him a lot of space to lead into there, and nice little kick there from Melksham. Just took the weight off it and let Bradkey run through the footy. It was a really nice, clean set of hands.
Yeah, 5 marks inside forward 50 from 5 entries, Corowa-Rutherglen, so it's extremely potent going forward. Krez will be happy about that aspect.
So big KB returns to Corowa in 2025 following a stint with Richmond and Geelong in the VFL. He's already kicked 1 today. Has he kicked 2? He hasn't. It's across the face for a minor score. So 1-3-9, the Corowa-Rutherglen Roos to the Raiders 2-1 at 13 on the steel line scoreboard. And the Raiders will kick in from the Bridge Road end on O&M Live.
Yeah, getting his hands on the footy, Kalen, but he'd like a couple of shots of goal back. Into the pocket they go, the Raiders, to Waters, now to Scammell. Lavis mans the mark, Bridge Road end. Now he's pointing down the line. Here he goes, Scammell, and he just pops it up to the contest. A dump kick down the line, Brasher at the back. Here's Hansen, inside hand pass. Clayton, well, he didn't know it was intended for him. He had to go in the end. Over the top they go, and then a right foot down the line from the Raiders to their half-forward flank. Here's Burke coming out, shut, beat into the contest though. Burke gets a foot to it. Ball's gone out of bounds just in front of our commentary position as we go to Dan Vaccaro on the 40-wing stats.
It's been a really entertaining sort of first term. It's open and there's been a lot of turnovers and some good 40-wing stats winners here. Tyler Roos up to 4 disposals and Liam McCarthy had the 4, and Corey Rich for Raiders up to 5 disposals on the 40-wing stat sheet.
Cotter won the tap, brought it front and centre. Nice big bump from Jordan Foote, showing some strength there up against Rich. Head over the football. Umpire puts the whistle away, Monty, for the Newmarket Hotel. We'll ball it up.
Probably the right call there. Just want to touch, I know we're talking about KB at one end, but I reckon Nick Brasher, the way he's moving up and down the ground at the moment and presenting to the wings is, really promising signs for the Raiders as well.
I like that look of him and Burke. They're linking up nicely. Nice synergy. From the contest, it's going to be Lavis to kick up towards half forward. Has he paid the mark? I think he has paid a mark here. It's going to go the way of McCarthy. So Will McCarthy looking inboard. Nice looking ball to Scammell on the 45 degree. Just behind true centre wing here, clubroom side of the John Ford Oval. On the left boot, nice lead presenting from Hernan, and he marks out in front of Leo McCarthy. So a bit of a slow, methodical build-up here from the Raiders, wanting to maintain possession. Long down the line, inside 450 to a 2-on-1. Richards brought it front and centre for the Roos. Charlie St John looking to run into a bit of traffic. Way was there in support. Nice tackle applied by Charlie St John as the ball ended up in the hands of Geordie Ayres, and we'll ball it up 40 metres from Corowa goal. 13-9. It's the Raiders over the Roos for Steel Line.
Even contest so far, Gussie. Good to watch. Here are the Raiders swinging around through Baxter Jones. High ball, silo kick coming down now. Brasher over the top, collided with a teammate, Jones. Get it back to Mitch Way. Left foot, scrubby kick along the ground. Ball wrapped up at bootlace level. Umpire to take it.
Burke very slow to get up there. That was who Brasher ran into. Jason Burke is going to come straight from the ground, so hopefully nothing too major.
Friendly fire, Mott?
Yeah, it was Brasher just ran straight into him in that marking contest.
4-point lead to the Raiders from the Steel Line scoreboard. Hence at Albury time clock has gone close to 20. Opening term, John Ford Oval. Whistle. It's going the way of the Roos.
Paid a throw.
To Cody Shutt. Well done, Monty, for the Newmarket. Down on ground level. Here's Roos trying to get away from Charlie St John. Away they go to foot by hand. On to Melksham and out wide to Tyler Roos again. McCarthy wants it back in the middle. They ignore him. Foot with it now. Or just palms off Jensen, and they get a long kick out wide.
It's a dump kick down the line. Nice mark out in front. Elijah Amery. 55 from home. He wants to find Hope. Kicks to his advantage. Darcy Hope. Great mids. Into space when Elijah Amery and Darcy Hope had a bit too much strength there for Louis Waters, Monty.
To start off with, he looks really, really good, looks really fit compared to last year, and I reckon it could be a big year with the two big key forwards for Cora. Might help Darcy Hope out a little bit. He had to go through the middle a lot last year, so I reckon he might get some really good looks at goal like we've seen already to start this game. And
both sets of key forwards, Monty, are sort of rotating and not being stagnant, aren't they?
Yeah, and it makes it hard for the defence to get set up and know who's going to be on who, so yeah, it's got a very good start here.
45 metres out, slightest of angles for Darcy Hope. In he comes, the right foot kick. Is it bending back? It's to the left-hand side for a minor score. So Darcy Hope kicks his second minor score. 1-4-10, the Roos to the Raiders, 2-1-13, Steel Line scoreboard.
I think that 1-4 is the story of the first term so far, Scotty, for the Roos.
It is, isn't it? And it was the same last week. They were 0-7 before they kicked their first goal, so it can come back to bite you.
Absolutely. Dan?
Yeah, a bit of deja vu from last week. They've been so good going forward, so that's where Crezza will be frustrated. 6 inside 50s for 6 marks. It's bitterly disappointing for Crezza when they're being so good going forward.
Just this breeze going sort of that 45 across the ground too might be playing a bit of havoc with ball drops.
Yeah, just can't finish at the moment, the Roos. Just got to tidy that part of the game up. Rightio. Right of centre wing, far side. You're with O&M Live, 1494 2AY. Let's have a look. Richards, front spot, well done. Lavis over the back. And here's Murphy taking off. Look at him go, Raymond. Up to Tristan, a half forward. That's where they want to channel it. Finn Osmond came out. Fumbled the mark. Goes again, just knocks it forward. Amory down low, taken by Sweetman. Good contest, and the umpire will take it on the flank here, favouring the Bridge Road end.
You like that name, Raymond?
Everybody
loves Raymond.
That's it.
So he's on Werribee list. He can play. Nice work in the ruck there from Richards. Found Roos. Now Roos on the footy once again. Top of the goal square go. Corowa looking to find a mark. Free kick and a whistle. It's going to go the Raiders' way. Advantage. Connor Leslie, open goal. Well, Monty, I hope you got a better look at that one than I did. But after all of it, Corowa have got their second goal via Connor Leslie.
Yeah, no, don't know what happened there. It was against the Raiders. It's all I know, boys. But Connor Leslie finishes off well. And again, nice deep entry. They're getting some really good looks here with their entries into dangerous positions. And defenders get a little bit nervous and they give away a free kick like that. And then Leslie kicks from the goal line.
Yeah, well deserved goal there from Corowa-Rutherglen. It's been their last 5 entries have been really good. They've gotten good marks, but they just haven't had a proper look at goals. So that one there was a really good reward for effort. And Tyler Roos has been really lighting up the 40-wing stat sheet. He's up to 7 disposals, and he's looking good.
2 goals apiece. At the moment, it's the Roos by 3 points, and the Steel Line scoreboard 16-13. Over the Raiders 10, inside 50s thanks to 40 winks opening turn.
7-4 in the favour of Corowa.
Okay, here's Richards again, back in the middle. Brad St. John came tearing through. There's Way, also down low. Fordham try to get it over his head. He goes again. Here's Taylor out the back of the contest to Brad St. John. They go to the forward flank. Bouncing ball. Oh, shocking bounce for Jones. Oh, regathered nicely and then got smothered beautifully by Rouston. Roos have it through Morton. On to Shutt. Nice work. Or turns it over by hand to Brad St. John. Now, Nick Brasher, he's been great in the opening term. They're going to get a chance here, the Raiders. They thump it in. Long one from Chris Anderson going down to the goal square. Ayres just touched it through for one behind.
The bit of attention I guess they need to pay, Monty, is to Nick Brasher. It looks like whenever they go forward, he looks like the most likely person for Raiders.
Yeah, doesn't he? And I think he's going to have to find the right matchup. They probably haven't quite got the right one at the moment.
2-point lead to the Roos thanks to Steel Line. Great vision from McCarthy. The kick in from fullback found Jordan Foote. Can we get his numbers for 40 winks?
Jordan Foote has had the 5 disposals on the 40 wing stat sheet, Gussie.
He went for a high up and under. I don't think Lavers was on the same page as he was. Inboard comes Scammell. Nice looking ball. Brasher's worked his way up the true centre wing, Murray River side. Pretty congested forward line here. Everyone in front of him bar 2 players on the ground. So he lowers the eyes to Brad St. John, the captain of the Raiders, in line with true centre on the wing. Waits for another option. Scammell once again. Good little player is Scammell. Come through the junior program. Nice left foot kick. That's what he does on the left, kicks up to half forward, good contest forms, Foote and Brady Morton happy to see that one across the chalk for a boundary throw-in. So almost 25 minutes gone here thanks to NZ. It's been a nice A-grade oils and batteries opening term, 2-point lead to the Roos. We go boundary side, Scott Montgomery for the Newie.
As you're saying, very congested, a lot of numbers around this ball and a lot inside 50 at the Raiders end at the moment, and just trying to get the matchups right of the Roos.
Inspire me, Dan. What's your best for 40 winks so far?
Well, I'll tell you who he's been one of the best. Tyler Roos is up to 7 disposals on the 40 wing stat sheet. He looks really, really good.
Nice free kick going the way of the Raiders. So they'll try and send it in again. Here goes Fordham. Low kick going to the 30-metre point out from square. Here's... Oh, Charlie St. John got swung around and the tackle play goes on. Nick Brasher might have another one right across the face.
It's going to be a free kick. Yeah, he just carried on with the tackle there to Riley Irvin, so I reckon it's going to be another shot at goal for Nick Brasher.
Will the point count, Monty? Will it stand?
No, he's going to bring it back.
Okay.
Geez, looking good, Nick Brasher, boys.
He is. Well, Dan, I've only seen him play a handful of games, but this is by far and away the best I've seen him start a game, Nick Brasher.
Yeah, and to be fair, I haven't seen him a whole lot either, and he looks to be a super dangerous player, and he looks to be Raiders most likely at the moment by far.
As you said, Scott, he's been working up the ground too, hasn't he?
Yeah, his work rate's been fantastic. Just looking at him, he looks like he's probably dropped a couple of kilos.
Just lost Scotty.
Yeah, this microphone's playing up, boys, so sorry about that. But yeah, he just looks like he's covering the ground so much better than what he has been.
Okay, they trail by 2 points. This to regain the lead. Here he goes, Nick Brasher, 35 out, 45-degree angle. He's blown it.
And we just scored.
One has gone through for 1 minor score. 16 plays 15. The Roos up here on the Steel Line scoreboard. Ends at Albury time clock. Has gone 26 opening term, Gussie.
So it certainly has. So 4 goals in the first term. A Shutt kicks in from fullback and he finds Irvin. Kicks out, looking to find Ayres, well read, coming through as Archer Scammell. Ayres just waited for the footy to come, Monty, and Scammell intercepted nicely to send it out of bounds.
Yeah, he did. He just probably couldn't even come at it. He sort of was on the back foot a little bit, Geordie, so he just got stuck under it. And well done by Scammell, well read, and that's what you want from your guys. Cross half back in the wings, just defend that ball that's going to be kicked in the air.
So both sides would love another before the first break, and equally not to concede. It's slightly into attack here for the Raiders. Forrest head over the footy for the Roos, absorbed in a Taylor tackle. We'll ball the footy up once again. There's the siren.
Get a 2-second warning.
Oh, there it is. Gee, it's a bit of a... I don't know how to describe that siren. It lacked a bit of gusto.
Yeah.
Jeez, it lacked a bit of gusto. I tell you what. After the first turn that went 27.5 minutes, Corowa, they lead by a sole point in the first break. 2-4-16 to 2-3-15 on the A-grade Oils and Batteries first quarter scoreboard. On OMFNL Live, you won't miss a thing.
What's your future look like? Where do you want to be? Whatever it looks like, with GoTAFE, you've got this. Get real skills for real jobs and careers right now. Search GoTAFE today.
The Ovens and Murray Football League is proudly sponsored by Opal. Thinking packaging? Discover Opal.
Shawty get inspired, how about that? How about that? This time.
I reckon I'll go mid. Carlton Dry 3.5. Embrace the mid.
At 2AY, we're your home of live sport. Every weekend we bring you the best live broadcasts of the Ovens and Murray football and netball. Listen this weekend on your radio or the 2AY app.
No one celebrates life like you do. At Tobin Brothers Funerals, we're here to help you celebrate the life of your loved one, your own special way. Tobin Brothers Funerals, celebrating lives.
There's a home, there's
With Optus Home Internet, you get more yes. Whoa. Which means less family screen time and more harmony with powerful Wi-Fi. Woo. Get the Ultra Wi-Fi modem at no extra cost.
Adroit Insurance and Risk, your local insurance advisor, able to tailor insurance programs to support your business.
And we're proud to support our local community.
Out of the box and primed for the show. On your marks, get set. Being first out the gate. Get the fit you need. The athlete's foot. Fit for every run.
Jayco caravans are built here for out there. Jayco Albury Wodonga.
O&M Live on 2AY.
First break, John Ford Oval on Easter Saturday, and at the moment it is the Corowa-Rutherglen Roos leading by 1 point, 2-4-16 over the Wodonga Raiders 2-3-15. Dan, not much in it at all, mate. Right now we're about to get our C&L shower screens and wardrobes quarters best for the opening term.
Yeah, thanks, Lukey. As we go through the quarters best, Tyler Roos for Corowa-Rutherglen, 7 disposals for him, and for
maintenance on the
Raiders, and for Raiders, it is Nick Brayshaw. He has just been fantastic. He looks like the most deadliest player out on the ground at the moment. He looks like the main outlet for Wodonga Raiders.
He does. Bit of wayward kicking from Caelan Brakey and Darcy Hope, so they'd like those couple, wouldn't they, Dan?
Yeah, and the concern for them is that last week they had that really cost them the game almost, you could argue, in that first half. So it is a little bit of a concern for him.
Rightio, let's see if we can catch up with Monty for the Newmarket. He's down on ground level. Over to you, Scotty. Have we got you?
Yeah, you got me now. Boys, yeah, cutting in and out still this Mike. I'll just start coming a bit closer as the rest of the crowd starts to disperse. But Darren Creswell, very, very disappointed with the way his boys started. He thought his back six didn't come out of line. They were a little bit timid to come off their man and put him under the pump through the middle of the ground. But you said their turnovers too didn't get to the part of the ground they really wanted to. Well, Chatty Owens just said they've got to be a little bit more reactive and just make sure that they give the hands if they see someone there. Don't just hold on to it and do nothing with it. Just make sure that they're using the ball a lot better coming out of their back half.
Beautiful, Scotty. Rightio, so waiting for players or supporters to leave the ground here at the quarter time break. A few running repairs in the background. How'd you go, Dan?
Yeah, we got there in the end. We got there in the end,
to work here.
Yeah, but what an interesting half. We get a little bit more like that. I know the turnovers aren't going to keep the coaches too happy, but it was a pretty entertaining first half, Lukey. Raiders show that when they do go forward, they can look dangerous, especially with Nick Brayshaw and Corowa. They had such a fast start, and if they can keep that going, it's going to be a really good watch.
Yeah, certainly. Rightio. Second turns for Jaco Wodonga. He almost looks set to go here. Umpire about to bring the ball forward. It's Indy Kotzer and also Richards in the ruck again as we recommence for the second term. Well, Richards just stopped and propped and took it in his hands. Ball was smothered. Oh, Yuga with a big hit. Melksham. Kotzer got a hand to it. Coming through foot, gets it to Melksham. Short ball to Rouston. The former Griffith Swan goes inside 50 here at the scoreboard end. Oh, break. He got a bad bounce. Anderson going back for the Raiders. Nice work. Wanted to get onto his right foot. Nice work from Bragg to smother it. As they go back, the Raiders, working it nicely to the full-back position. They take the mark in the goal square defensively. Shifted out.
Just quietly, I don't reckon there's many other 6'6" centre forwards that would run and smother like that in the competition. That was unbelievable from Caelan Barkey.
Scott Montgomery from the Newmarket Hotel. Second term brought to you by Jaco Wodonga. This is O&M Live. McCarthy, though, about to bring it forward for the Roos here. Short to Rouston. Harry Sweetman mans the mark. Now, can Jack find some space inside 50? He goes in now. McCarty. Oh, good mark. Terrific, Scott Montgomery.
Yeah, I reckon he's going to pay 52. Just copped him a bit high there as he took the mark. So Will McCarty, really good job to stand in that hole. And Darcy Hope, yeah, just got to be a little bit careful there.
Beautiful. Dan, interesting start of the second term. Oh, you're doing a bit of work there, mate. Both you and Gussie.
It's not a bad 50 either, Lukey.
No, you're right about that. Scotty, there goes Rich, plays on to Taylor. Here goes Squizzy, low ball going inside 50. Brasher started the game so well in the opening term. Shut, and they work it out, the Roos. Nice work to Ayres, then on to Melksham. So true half-back flank. 16 plays 15 on 14.94 2AY. It's the Roos up by a point.
They made a bit of a change too, Luke. Looks like Riley Irvin, who was playing as a second ruck off the bench, has gone to fullback on Nick Brasher, who started this game so well.
Good pick up, Scotty. Johansson, wide. Foot picks it up. So here he is, the former Sydney Swan, also a premiership player with Woodville, West Torrens and the Sandford. High ball up towards centre wing. Morton at the back got up high. McCarty at the front. Many players around the peel. Umpire is going to take it. Scotty, it's a very even contest.
It is, isn't it? It's just, just both teams, just sort of, it's like a big heavyweight battle here. They're just throwing a few easy punches, not quite getting into the groove yet.
Roos thumps it forward with a torpy, bounces inside 50. Bracky going back with it. Here's Hope on to Bracky by hand, swings it around his body and just misses. 17 plays 15 now on the CMB Truck and Bus scoreboard. We're in the second term.
Letting himself down a little bit, Bracky, in front of the sticks, isn't he, Monty? He's looking dangerous, and him and Brayshaw are looking sort of similar up both ends of the ground, but their kicking is just so inaccurate.
Yeah, 1-3 to Bradkey at the moment. Yeah, it's a killer.
And what's Brayshaw? 1-2 as well, or 1-3, yeah.
1-2, yep.
And move it wide, Pocock. This is Anderson going short to Brad St. John. What a servant he's been for the Wodonga Raiders. He's one of your good men too, Dan Vaccaro.
Yeah, one of the best men, Brad St. John.
Yeah, and there he goes, Brad. High ball down towards the true centre wing. Rouston playing in front. That's out of bounds on the full. Roos are going to get it back.
Roos are going to get it back, yes. Me and Brad St. John got the most of our education at Catholic College Wodonga back in the day.
Not a lot of education happened.
Nope.
What was your forte, Dan? You would have been a religious man, I reckon.
Recess and lunch.
Okay, yeah. Well, at least you're honest. There's Pocock. Lavis trying to get hands on him. Raiders out in defence. There's O'Neill. Hooks it around his body down the line. It's coming back though. Foot has got it. So Jordan's going to try and pick out A blue and white jersey, just thumps it in there, hoping for the best. Hope at the back, or 2 sets of hands on that. And the umpire will take a good decision, Scotty.
Yeah, it was definitely a good decision there by the Raiders. There's 2 hands on the pack and looking likely at the moment. Corowa-Rutherglen ball camped in their 50, so the territory battle's well and truly theirs.
Almost gone 4 for ends yet. Second turn, quick one out of the pack. And that ball has gone over the line by House for 1 behind. So scores are all locked up here, 16 apiece on the CMB Truck and Bus scoreboard. We're in the second term. It's brought to you by Jayco Wodonga. Dan, we'll go to you on the 40-week stat sheet.
Yeah, well, it's been a hot start by Corowa. They've had 3 inside 50s already, and Tyler Roos continuing his good form from the first quarter as well. He's up to 9 disposals on the 40-week stat sheet.
Bo O'Neill from the fullback position picks up Fordham. Really stylish type of player. Here's Jensen on debut for the Raiders. And he gets one away. Ball didn't quite reach him. He's going to get a free kick anyway. Back into Fordham. Good running from behind the footy. Now he's got to go. Under pressure. Nice work. Hands it off back to Jensen. Low ball going inside 50. Melksham chips in and takes a defensive mark for the Roos at the Bridge Road end.
It's been very impressive, Darcy Melksham. His defensive running's been fantastic to start this game.
Here's Roos, the son of Paul Roos. Of course, Sydney Swans and Fitzroy legend. Premiership coach back in 2005. That's his son, Tyler Roos, in 11 Guernsey today for Corowa. Over the head and out of bounds. So,
just with that one, Luke, I'd like the big ruckman just to give the handball to Roosy running past there. He had Roos coming back inside. They had a few numbers through there. Don't just kick it off, one step, which he did, and miss the target. And now all of a sudden they reset at half back.
Typical ruckman, eh, Lukey?
Well, Dan.
You said it, Dan.
That's it. Give us the leading possession, get a Dan for each team, thanks to 40 wins.
Yeah, Tyler Roos has had the 10 disposals, and Will Fordham starting to rack it up too. He's had the 9 on the 40-win stat sheet.
Here goes Taylor, goes to the hot spot at the Bridge Road end. Ball gets out the back of the contest. Irvin and also Brasher do and fight away for it. Hernan now's got to go. Forrest comes in on him. He's in trouble. Shut of the contest as well. Umpire to take it. About 7 out from goal here, Bridge Road end.
In the first quarter, Nick Brasher takes that mark. A bit of a lighter defender on him now. He's got Irvin who just shifting him out of the way. So really good defensive work.
Beautiful contest. Charlie St. John in there with Forrest. Charlie, right foot, tries to centre it back. Fordham takes the mark. And Dan, he has been excellent.
Yeah, he has. He looks like such a good player. He's real silky smooth through the midfield, and he looks to be a really good pickup for Wodonga Raiders, and he's going to have a set shot, about 45 out, or bang right on the 50 on a slight angle, Lukey.
Scotty, he's been great.
Yeah, great start to the game so far for Will.
Here he goes, Will. Oh, gee,
take that back. We've mozzed him good there. But just before that, the lead-up play by Charlie St. John to wheel around and then to identify the spare was really good there, and good ball use by the young fella.
Yep, so didn't score, Will Fordham.
That is a good old-fashioned shank,
Wasn't
Lukey.
it?
We've just sung his praises for the last couple of minutes, and he goes and does that.
I still reckon that wind is playing havoc with ball drops, boys. I don't reckon, he's quite fluky out there.
Away they go, the Roos out of the back pocket. Foot working his way to the front of the contest. The Raiders win it back though. Here we go, here's Taylor. Wants to just pop it up inside 50. Who's he got down there? Nice work, Cody Shutt going back with the flight. Good defensive work, Scott Montgomery.
It was, and then gets it on moving straight away to one of his ball users.
Over the top, Corowa have it on the Wodonga side of the ground with Williamson. Long kick down the line looking for Amory. He got the ball that bounced backwards. Gathered nicely now did Elijah. Handball to the overlapping run of Ugle via Leslie. Inside 50 go Corowa. In front was Waters. Well done. Looks like Rouston's in attack here for Corowa. Big contest form. Squizzy Tails at the bottom. And we'll ball the footy up 35 from Corowa goal.
End-to-end game there again from Corowa. They can get it from end to end. It's that inside 50 kick at the moment. When it doesn't hit one of the bigs, it's just, turns into a bit of a 50-50.
So the Raiders exit defensive 50. Long down the line. And flying across was Hernan. He sees it across out of bounds for a boundary throw-in. Luke Francis for McRae Motors.
Thank you, Gussie. Centre wing. Far side, 18 plays 15. On the CMV Truck and Bus scoreboard, we've got the Roos up. We're in the second term for Jayco Wodonga. Let's have a look. Right out wide here. Kotzer got it down. Clayton went in. Here's Richards. Got it to Murphy. Clayton goes again. Murphy ends up with it. Richards. Nice work. Get the handball up to McCarthy. Now a hurry kick. High ball going down towards the half-forward flank. Morton. Second grab. Did he take that in? Umpire's going to take it.
So that bounced,
Pay it. I did too, Scotty. Here's Morton, right foot, inside 50. Nice work from Pocock at the back. It's got to work up against Caelan Brack. He tried to hack it off the ground. Here the Raiders win it away through Jensen, trying to find Baxter Jones, shut at the back with a nice defensive fist. Jones-O wins it, and he wants to shift it to the outer side.
On the half volley, the mark has been taken by Rich. His numbers thanks to 40 Winks.
Yeah, Corey Rich, he's up to the 6 disposals on the 40 Winks stat sheet, Gussie.
Give one to the shredder when you had your eyes down looking at the notes. He handballed the ball down the wing trying to find Hernan. But Geordie Ayres absorbed in a tackle. Newmarket Hotel, Scotty Mont.
Yeah, that was just one of the plays there that Chatty Owens was talking about at quarter time, that he sort of gave that handball when they didn't need to. Kick it inside 50 from those positions is what he said. Get it to dangerous positions because we've got some forwards that might kick a score.
Scott Montgomery for the Newmarket Hotel. Dan Vaccaro on the 40 Wing stat sheet. And Gus McLeod and Luke Francis calling for McRae Motors. Easter Saturday. Town's humming. The Australian Billy Kart Championships today, Dan. They were down the street.
You're a Billy Karter yourself, Lukey?
I don't think I've ever been in a Billy Kart, Dan.
There you go.
Been in a go-kart. What about yourself?
Neither have I.
Yeah.
Neither.
Okay. Here go the Raiders to the Bridge Road end. Nice mark from Irvin. Holds up Riley. Wants to handle it off, so they play on quickly to McCarthy. Now he's going with the low ball to the centre of the ground. Leslie fumbled at a crucial stage. Here's Bo O'Neill, got swung around to 360. On the boot, he gets it. Charlie St. John trying to weave through traffic. Anderson up against Ugle. Nice work from Anderson. Always wants to get back onto his right foot. Finds way outside 50. Raiders, they now thump it in. That one's left. Gee, there's been some behinds to that end, Scott Montgomery.
Yeah, absolutely. And that's just poor decision making there from Mitch Way. It was probably right on his limit, and he was under the pump from the man on the mark. Probably just needed to go back and find an option, a leading target, because Brasher, I'll tell you what, he had his man cold again out of the goal square.
It's probably just the one little bit of criticism big for Raiders, Monty, is that lack of composure. We're seeing it come to the fall. The end of that first quarter and this quarter as well is probably the one chink in their armour that's really evident at the moment.
And that's probably why they're making the turnovers in poor positions.
McCarthy with a raking kick from full back. He found Jordan Foote, who went via hand to Clayton. Pirouettes and gets around Brad St. John. Now back to Foote. Tries to give a don't argue. Fed it back to Rouston. Rouston kicks a nice, well-weighted kick to Tyler Roos, who marks true centre wing. So here at the John Ford Oval, it's a 2-point lead to the Roos, thanks to CMV Truck and Bus. Ball's in hand of Tyler Roos. He comes back inboard to Rouston. Across half back here at the John Ford. He kicks with the left boot long down the line. Nice looking kick. Kai Williamson has Sharon in hand, waiting for an option to present. Takes his full 30, then kicks long down the line. Darcy Hope was trailing. Did he push him in the back?
He did.
The umpire didn't seem to think so. He's paid the mark, Scotty.
Yeah, he still pushed him in the back, but a good grab in the end. Doesn't mean they always get it right, Gussie, you know that.
Darcy Hope darts one inside forward 50. He's lost his boot in doing so. There's a fluoro boot on the ground, and the mark has been taken by McCarthy, who's going to bring the ball back to the top of the goal square, and he's going to look to bring it out the broadcast side wing. Gee, on the wrong page there was Hernan, but he got the mark in the end, and he marks the Raiders across half back.
Hernan, here he is bent, short, 25-metre kick. Brasher well up the ground. Irvin on him, ball's gone out of bounds.
Yeah, it's been a really good start. I guess for both teams have had their moments. 6 inside 50s already for Corowa on the 40-wing stat sheet. And for Wodonga Raiders, they've just had the 4 going forward.
Roos up by 2 on the CMV Truck and Bus scoreboard. We're going 12 for NZ's second term. John Ford Oval, Easter Saturday on O&M Live, 1494 2AY. Here we go, ball back in to play. Sweetman, he goes in. Look at Murphy getting spun around. And then Foote. Nice work to Morton. They get an entry here, the Roos. Brack here in a one-on-one. Well done by Pocock, just to shift him out of the contest. Jensen coming in and saving the day was Darcy Hope, and that ball's going to cross the line.
Yeah, just again, that ball movement from stoppage for Coro was really, really good there. Linked up, just couldn't quite get it into the space that Bradkey needed to take the mark.
Dan Vaccaro around the grounds to Mr. Stove's Pool World.
Yeah, I've got a game here between Melbourne and Fremantle. Melbourne 74 plays Freo. Dockers 53 in the game at 4:15 p.m. He's Adelaide versus GWS at Adelaide Oval.
Melbourne in front?
Yes.
Melbourne in front.
Gee whiz.
MCG.
I read that right.
Take a screenshot.
Absolutely. Thanks to Mr. Stove's Pool World. Ball's in the hands here of Baxter Jones. Monty, I think he's been solid today.
I reckon he's been really good. A few of these guys, the lesser knowns, have been really good, but there's the Robbie Kirst right there. Gussie, well played.
Turned over inside the centre of the ground. Lavis intercepts here for Corowa on his non-preferred. His kick was chopped out by Brad St. John. He looks to come inboard. Nice looking ball to Sweetman. Sweetman out wide. They're going to play methodically here are the Raiders. Nice looking kick to Squizzy Taylor, true centre wing. Murray River side. For McRae Motors, here's Luke Francis.
Down to Brad St. John, Scotty.
Yeah, he's a good player. He's starting to work his way into it, Lukey.
He is. Yeah, he's finding the footy now. As this game's really settled now, gee, it's an even contest. 19 plays 16, the Roos up on the CMV Truck and Bus scoreboard. We're in the second turn. Dan, we'll go to you, mate, on the 40-wing stats.
Yeah, well, the one thing that was really interesting and positive there for Raiders was when they slowed it down, their ball movement looked really good and then just broke down to that half-forward line. So it's step-by-step process from Raiders, and Brad St. John has been good. He's up to the 9 disposals on the 40-wing stat sheet.
Hope you're enjoying the live stream. Thanks to Snap Print Solutions. There's Way. Quickly got smothered. Murphy again. Gee, he's workman-like.
I reckon he's been good, Murphy.
Yeah,
he hasn't had a lot of it, but what he's done's been really, really good.
Only played his first full game last week after missing 14 months of footy with injury. So good to see him getting back through a full game. Right on cue. Here he is for Corowa. Dangerous kick in board, but it's well weighted. Mark's been taken by Jordan Ayres. Been in the barber during the week, Jordy. He's lost all his locks.
There you go.
He goes to full back and he finds Pat Lavis wanting to bring it out the broadcast side. Irvin. Mark's uncontested. He wants to play on. Clever use from the boy from Balranald. Kicks long down the line. Barallan, I should say. And finds Hansen, the co-captain. He's had a nice fresh cut as well as Joey. He kicks down the line looking to find Geordie Foot. Gets it on the half volley. Got 2 to beat. Nice use of the body. Spins around. Kicks to the top of the goal square looking for Darcy Hope. Lost his footing. Melksham's there. Brad St. John's got a lot of work to do here for the Raiders. Spills the ball out towards the boundary line pocket. And the Raiders, they find some numbers. Ball's in the hands here of Anderson. Wants to kick the centre half forward and they get out of jail, the Raiders.
Just finds Sweetman. Hands off to Fordham. Now he's got Rich out on the broadcast side. Goes for him now. Here's Corey. He's got Way on his inside. Gets it over the top to Mitch. In-turn hand pass. Nice work from the Raiders to Jones. Around here. Taylor. Now can he deliver? Inside 50 to Jason Burke. Hands it off again to Fordham. Oh, maybe one too many handballs. No, beautiful football. Out wide to Twycross. Scott Montgomery, nice to watch.
Just that tackle effort from Brady Morton there. I reckon Darren Cruz will be sending the run around. Just not quite good enough for them running into open goal.
Twycross into the pocket and picks up Jason Burke.
Yeah, just that he was running into open goal. He sort of made him go around him, which then he found the open target, but just need to be a little better and execute that tackle.
Monty, I know they're deep pockets here at Corowa, but he's kicked the ball into a pretty tight angle here for Burke.
He has, but it was probably right on his distance for young Twycross. He probably could have played on straight away after he took that mark, which would have been the better option, I would have thought.
This to take the lead. Jason Burke for the Raiders. Tight angle, Bridge Road in that one across the face. Gee, it's hard to kick a goal down that end, Dan.
It is very hard to kick goal down that end. I'll tell you who's making it look a little bit easy at the moment. Will Fordham looks like a player and a half, Monty. He's had 12 disposals on the 40-wing statue. I don't want to moz him again, but he looks really, really good.
McCarthy from full-back. He's a nice user by foot. Links up with Melksham now. It's Roos for Corowa. Takes a bounce on the centre wing. Right foot kick up to half forward. Darcy Hope's the leading target. He marks. He's a kick and a half from home. He's got Richards one out in the square. Doesn't want to use him. Turns over looking to find the short option. Across half back. That was okay from Pocock. Did okay. Darcy Hope has another crack at this one. And now the ball goes out of bounds for a boundary throw-in. Got to kick it to the one-on-one there, Monty.
Especially when it's the big ruckman against a guy who's undersized. I'd be kicking it to his advantage and telling your smalls to get to his feet as quick as you can, because that was a poor option there from Darcy Hope. And he's still shaking his head, so he just needs to move on now. Make sure the next one's a good one.
Gone 17 for NZ. Second chapter, John Ford Oval. Round 2 between the Roos and the Raiders. Let's have a look out there. Here's O'Neill. Bo goes to Sweetman, back to O'Neill, and they get a quick down the line. Ends up with Laverso. Paddy, now he's got to try and search out a route. He goes short, this time to Jordan Ayres by hand. By foot they go inside the 50. Bradkey, nice fifth away from Pocock. Good contest. Ball at bootlace level. Umpire's going to take it in. 30 out from the scoreboard end.
What they have gone away from this quarter, Corowa, is their quality of entries aren't there. They've had 11 inside 50s and they haven't really generated a whole lot of score, so that's disappointing for Crezza.
So about 30 metres from home, you can hear a nice contingency of Oz kickers below us. They're about to enter the ground.
Dan might get a kick out there at half time.
Yeah. Be one of the shorter midfielders out there, I think.
Have we got a free kick here? I think we do. Connor Leslie's got Sharon in hand. Vax, could you catch what that was for?
No, I'm sorry.
So your guess is as good as mine. This is the second time Leslie's got the Sharon in hand looking for a shot on goal, Monty, and we don't know what for.
Yes, well, I don't know. I couldn't see anything happening, but the umpires always seem to find a cheeky one.
So Leslie, he'll kick from 39 metres. Caught directly in front to the Murray River end. His right foot kick is across the face. 2 goals 8 to 2 goals 5 here at the John Ford Oval. The Roos lead the Raiders thanks to CMV Truck and Bus.
Yeah. So the story of the first round, end of the second round so far for the Roos and for the Raiders. There's a lot of points on the board here. So 2-8 plays 2-5. We've got the Roos up by 3 points thanks to CMV Truck and Bus. Let's have a look now. So the ball's with the Raiders. By left foot down the line, Hope grabbed it, or nearly did, tried to bring it in. And again, we're going to have another contest right at centre wing on the far side.
At least the listeners know who's going to rock at the Oz Kick game, as you can hear in the effects mic. But the ball use at the moment is substandard, I think. Every time they turn it over, it's just not good enough.
For Corowa-Rutherglen, the second term in the deeper stages. We apologise for the kids having a conversation. Hey, that's just that bloody loud down there, Monty.
You can't hold them back. They're excited. Gussie, you know what it was like back when you used to run around at half time. You were probably more on the MCG or something like that down there in Melbourne.
I peaked at that age. And as good as it got. Boundary throw in, back into play. Forrest into the ruck. Here's Jordan Foot for the Roos. Grubbers one up to centre half forward. One-on-one contest. Leslie paddled it to advantage, but the Raiders have numbers with Mitchie Way, who switches out to the half-back flank. And Corowa have the ball in the hands of Rich. Bit of an awkward kicking style does Rich. He kicks long down the line. McCarthy, he marks in front of Connor Taylor.
Been really good, Liam.
Plays on, wants to find the left. That's what he does. Inside 50, Darcy Hope just went through his mitts. Might have got a little touch on it on the way through to the Raiders defender, and McCarthy will bring the ball back into play.
They've had the 12 inside 50s, Corowa, so this quarter, but they are just not getting that quality of entry in there like they did in the first quarter.
It's like feeding the chooks down here, isn't it? That's what it sounds like. We've got the Oz Kickers just down in front of our commentary spot here in the second term. It's brought to you by Jayco Wodonga. Ball on the far side of the ground, favouring the scoreboard end. Scrubby kick out of the pack, rolling towards Brasher. Over his head, nice work to Charlie St. John, and he's away. He's out, right foot, they go down to the forward flank. Burke couldn't reel it in, up against Morton. Brady's got to go back, he's got Irvin on his inside, gets him. Riley, nice work to dance out of trouble. Short ball. Picks up McCarthy, Roos with possession, half-back flank. Here's Murphy down low. At the moment, it's a 3-point lead to the Roos on the CMV Truck and Bus scoreboard. They come off half-back. Amory couldn't reel it in. He's got to go back, picks it up. Out the back now to Leslie, who dives on it. Back to Amory. High ball going down towards the forward pocket. Brad Key couldn't take it at the front. Clashed on the second attempt. Picks it up. Handball's off. Finn Osborne kicks a goal. So they get one, the Roos. They get their third, and that was a Sanjian goal a day to Finn, Scotty.
Yeah, it was. And just that big contest down forward, exactly like that. Big Richards. He hasn't done a hell of a lot today, but just brought it to ground level, and then great hands from Bradkey out to Osborne, and then good finish from the Rovers premiership player.
It's a reward for effort, really. 12 inside 50s Corowa have had this quarter, and they haven't really generated a whole lot of scoring. So that one there, they'll be relieved with. Monty mentioned him earlier. Liam McCarthy's putting together a good performance. He's had 10 disposals so far on this game on the 40-wing stat sheet as well.
Monty, it's taken 21 and a half minutes for the first major of the second term.
That's telling you the standard of the footy we're watching at the moment today, boys. It's just been very scrappy. A lot of turnovers in between the arcs, which both coaches will be pulling their hair out about, I reckon, because there's been a lot of missed inside 50s, I feel, just the way they're turning the ball over.
Is it pressure, or maybe teams not applying themselves as much?
Probably a bit of both.
So we're back in the middle. Cots up, handballed forward. Nice work there by Amory, who looks to have gone on the inside. Now ball's in the hands of Williamson. Overlapping run found Clayton. He slipped as Williamson dinks one inside forward 50. Leslie got out of the way of Bradkey to allow him to attack the footy. Nice defensive work from O'Neill. Pulls out the back. Here's Amory. Elijah finds a man in a bit of space. It's Connor Leslie. He snaps. Top of the goal square. Big Richards was caught out the back. Will McCarty stopped it like a goalkeeper on the last line of defence, and the Raiders are going to take it out the rowing club side. Dangerous looking kick. Nice work. Spinning out of trouble was Fordham. Handball went back inboard. Ray Murphy has really lifted for the Roos here in this second term, getting himself in the action. The Raiders do some nice defensive work via Anderson across half-back. They're going to kick long down the line now. A nice hands out in front. I reckon that's Benny Hernan, Lukey. And he's marked it beautifully. Wants to come inboard. Nice looking ball. Finds its way to Jones.
Jones, true centre wing, far side, and they work it right down the outside of the ground. Here they go through Burke. Burke into the pocket, or Taylor. Just lost his footing too easily there. Lavis getting back. Nice handball off to Josh Clayton. They come out the Roos, out of defence. And nice work from Foot. Ducks back inside. Gets around Kotzer. Onto his right foot. Looking for Ugle down the line. Ugle in front. Joey couldn't get it on the second attempt. Here's Melksham looking inboard. McCarty got him high. Umpire didn't play a free kick. Can't work that one out anyway. Oh, Hope. One-hander inside 50. An elite body and paint. Mark of the day.
Couple of missed free kicks there, I thought, by the umpire on both Melksham and Joey Ugle, but they just got on with it, and Darcy Melksham got that inside 50, and really good use of the body from Darcy Hope. I'm loving the look of him so far today. I know he hasn't hit the scoreboard majorly as yet, but I feel like he could explode if he gets a few more good looks.
6 marks inside forward 50 in the first quarter for Corowa. That was their first in the second from 14 entries, Monty, so the quality has dropped this quarter.
He's kicked 2 goals, 1.
No, 3 behind.
3 behinds. Okay, Darcy Hope to give us some hope. Here we go, right on the half-time break. He steers that one beautifully. That's a gem. Look at that. 32 plays, 17 at half-time. And they lead. The Corowa-Rutherglen Roos are going to go pumped up. Pumped up. Half-time show is for Elders Rule at John Ford Oval on Easter Saturday. This is O&M Live, and remember, on O&M Live, you will not miss a thing.
What's your future look like? Where do you want to be? Whatever it looks like, with GoTAFE, you've got this. Get real skills for real jobs and careers right now. Search GoTAFE today.
The Ovens and Murray Football League is proudly sponsored by Opal. Thinking packaging? Discover Opal.
Shawty get inspired, how about that? How about that? This time.
I reckon I'll go mid. Carlton Dry 3.5. Embrace the mid.
At 2AY, we're your home of live sport. Every weekend, we bring you the best live broadcasts of the Ovens and Murray football and netball. Listen this weekend on your radio or the 2AY app.
No one celebrates life like you do. At Tobin Brothers Funerals, we're here to help you celebrate the life of your loved one, your own special way. Tobin Brothers Funerals, celebrating lives.
There's a home, there's
With Optus Home Internet, you get more yes. Whoa. Which means less family screen time and more harmony with powerful Wi-Fi. Woo. Get the Ultra Wi-Fi modem at no extra cost.
Adroit Insurance and Risk, your local insurance advisor, able to tailor insurance programs to support your business.
And we're proud to support our local community.
Out of the box and primed for the show. On your marks, get set. Being first out the gate. Get the fit you need. The athlete's foot. Fit for every run.
Your agribusiness specialists in Polaris dealership, Shoeback Street, Albury.
O&M Live on 2AY.
And welcome back to the John Ford Oval for this Easter Saturday clash between the Corowa-Rutherglen Roos and the Wodonga Raiders. And at half-time, it is 4-8-32. Corowa lead by 15 points. Wodonga Raiders 2-5-17. This is the half-time show. Thanks to Elders Rural. I'm Scott Montgomery and I'm joined by for 40 winks, Dan Vaccaro. And Vax, mate, I tell you what, that's a scrappy game of footy. If you're going to put the highlights of that together, it would be very, very short package, I reckon, because there wasn't a lot of highlights, was there?
Oh, no, it was it was definitely scrappy. Look, both teams are obviously going through a bit of a transitional period in the way they're playing their footy, I guess is the way to put it. It's obviously still a beautiful day, so if you are around, come down and watch it. But yeah, very scrappy start to this half.
Yeah, well, looking around, it looks like the beers are cold and the food is good, so come down for that. Maybe the football might improve in the second half now. They've sort of got the feel of it. But I'll tell you what was exciting was the first two centre clearances from the Corowa-Rutherglen. Roos straight out, Jordan Foot, bang, bang, straight to Caelan Bradkey. 25 out, straight in front. He missed one of them, he kicked the other one. So it was a really hot start by Corowa, but the Raiders probably fought back really hard in the second half of that first quarter. And then I thought that second quarter was really just Corowa's. I thought they turned it over in poor spots, but they controlled the majority of it and probably had the territory battle with the Raiders only able to score the two behinds in that second quarter. So they really controlled the game, but just weren't able to hit the scoreboard enough, were they, the Roos?
No, you're absolutely right. And I think Roos have just, I guess the message of Crezza at quarter time was just to gain territory battle, keep getting repeated inside 50s. That's exactly what they do. They just haven't brought any class with it. So it's really camping inside Corowa's Corowa's 50, but you did mention that first quarter, that two centre clearances, that's what you could almost hold your hat on as a Corowa supporter as well. That's what it could be going forward. Even as soon as this year when they start working together, you're going to see them play a lot better footy. And I think that sort of first 5 minutes really shows what they're capable of.
I think in patches we've seen enough to say if they put all this together in one big game, they could take it up to the top 5, I think. But it's just been, it falls apart. Just that last kick inside 50, or they turn it over, come back through the middle. But used to what they're doing, more people around the footy and the areas where they want to get it to. Therefore, those turnovers don't hurt you as bad, which they haven't hurt them today, but against a good side, which we saw last week against Wangaratta, with their turnovers in poor positions, they were getting hurt on the scoreboard, and obviously that hasn't happened today, but the Raiders have been able to get the footy back off them quite a bit through the middle of the ground.
Well, the one thing I'm impressed by Raiders is they have a crack and they look to go through direct entries and that sort of thing as well. The only thing is they just don't have much care for the footy at the moment, if I'm being a little bit critical. I guess that they just have zero composure when they have the footy. They're all sort of guns a-blazing. They've got to get it inside that forward 50. They are looking to get it in the hands of their better players, Brad St. John and Will Fordham as well. So that's, I guess, a good sign. But just going forward, there's just not really any composure, which is disappointing.
And we'll just quickly run through the goal kickers for Corowa. We've got Darcy Hope, Connor Leslie, Finn Osborne and Caelan Bradkey all with the singles, while there's two goal kickers, Nick Brasher and Jason Burke for the Raiders. I like the look of Nick Brasher. I reckon he could be a guy that could kick his 30, 35 goals in a side that's probably not going to kick, maybe 70, 75 for the year. So I've loved the look of him. I reckon he's trimmed down a little bit. He's covering the ground really well and he looks really dangerous. Now let's have a look at the 40 wing stat sheet, Vax. What does it tell us?
Yeah, we'll go through the stats. Well, it tells us probably a one-sided affair, really, to be honest with you. It's 21 inside 50s for the game for Corowa to 12, so they're getting smashed in that area and they're dominating the territory battle, as we discussed. 7 marks inside 50. The disappointing thing for Corowa is they had 6 marks from 7 entries in the first quarter and they had 1 mark from 14 in the second. So it was just scrappy. There was a couple on that 50 metre arc.
Do you feel that's more Raiders have set up better behind the footy? Will McCarty's chopped a few off. They've engaged a lot better as a defensive 6. Do you think that might be it, or do you think it's probably poor ball use going inside?
It's probably the middle of
the middle, a bit of both.
It's probably a bit of both, but I think that Raiders have just had more time to, I guess, get used to it because it's been camped in there. It almost gives teams a little bit more time to actually set up defensively, and they're not coming in with a lot of pace or unpredictability, Corowa, so it is a little bit easier for Raiders to defend that inside 50 count a little bit better. And then as we go through the individual players as well, Josh Clayton has been reasonably quiet for mine. He's only had the 7 disposals. He's been okay in the contest, but he hasn't had a whole lot of the footy. Liam McCarthy, I think, has been good. He's had 10 disposals. Tyler Roos has been really good. He's had the 12. Cody Shutt's been quiet. He's only had the 6 disposals. Jordan Foote has had the 12 disposals. He's been really good as well for Corowa. And then as we go over to Wodonga Raiders, Brad St. John's been one of their better players. He's had the 10 disposals. Will Fordham looks to be a really good player for Wodonga Raiders. He's had 13. Mitch Waiters 7. Corey Rich 9. And Jason Burke has just had the 4 disposals, Mont.
Yeah, he's playing that key forward role, isn't he? So he's probably not going to get a lot of it, but I feel that they're probably going over his head a little bit and going to Brasher a little bit more because he looks really dangerous. All right, let's look forward, Vax. If you're Darren Creswell, you're probably a bit happy with that second quarter, even though you weren't able to get the score on the board. What are you saying? What are you wanting to work on in this second half to make sure that you get the result?
Well, it's going to end up being a very one-sided affair if they can just fix up their ball movement going inside forward 50. So I don't know if that's sort of been a little bit more predictable to each other going forward. Maybe find a little bit more options going forward. It's obviously Caelan Bradke and Darcy Hope as their big forwards, but that doesn't mean that the other forwards can't get involved a little bit more. So I think the only message for Crezza is they're doing everything right at the moment. The ball is camped in their territory. They've just got to be able to get a little bit more polish around the footy. So their entries inside forward 50 have got to be better. For Wodonga Raiders, they've still got to keep attacking the corridor and figure out how to get it inside their forward 50 and camp it in there a little bit. So whether that's changing it up through the midfield, getting more players around the footy, trying to open up the corridor as much as you can, getting players running out and getting other players dialing back into the corridor, and just taking the game on as much as you can, Mont for mine.
Yep, totally agree with that. Now, who are you looking for a bit of improvement from player-wise, I feel, in the second half from both camps?
Well, from both camps, you've probably got a few. I think Mitch Way hasn't sort of been at his best. He's only had the 7 disposals. He hasn't had much of an impact on the game. And then probably for Corowa as well, most of the players I'm taking stats for have been okay. Cody Shutt's been quiet, however. He's playing that sort of half-back role. Josh Clayton is one that I want to see get involved. I've seen games for Wodonga when he was there absolutely tear it apart and be the best player on the ground when they were a reasonable outfit as well. So I really love to see him get involved around the footy and help them get a little bit more quality entries inside forward 50.
Yeah, totally agree. I feel it's going to be hard for Josh because they've probably got 4 guys exactly the same as him in Foot, in Roos, and then you got your other likes running through there in Morton and Leslie and guys like that. So it's going to be hard for them to share that around. So I feel Josh probably just has to play that more defensive maybe role and maybe just play his role rather than be the high possession getter.
Is that more of a thing looking forward as well, where if he does play that role and he has got a few quiet games, does it feel like, will Crezza think maybe we can utilise him somewhere else around the ground or make him a player? Because he's a very skillful player. So if he could even get be a good luxury to have for Crezza.
Even a half-back. He did play a bit of half-back when he was at Wodonga, so I wouldn't mind seeing that as well. Just he's a nice ball user.
Yep.
He could be a guy that just floats around a little bit, be that guy that lets his forward go up to the contest and he come back and zone off and be that intercept marker. As we might go around the grounds, thanks to Mr. Stove's pool wheel.
Yeah, so for a netball update here, it is Corowa-Rutherglen 35 to Raiders 29 at full time. So
that's a big win. That's a lot of people are saying that's maybe the grand final preview. So that's a massive win for the Corowa girls. And in the AFL, what are we seeing down at the MCG?
Now. Well, we might see a boil over here, Monty. Melbourne 81 plays Freo 67. 7.5 minutes left in the third quarter. So that could
still
be
a bit of time.
Really big. Yeah. Oh, look, I'm going to back Freo to come back, but that could be a little bit of a boil over. And then today at 4:15 p.m, that's a really good matchup. Adelaide versus Giants at Adelaide Oval. And then tonight, this is going to be match of the century, Monty. Richmond versus Marvel Stadium, the Damien Hardwick Cup. So tune into that as well.
The Brandon Ellis Cup. There's a few that have been at both, hasn't there? So, yes. Well, that's going to be the end of our halftime show, thanks to Elders Rural. As I said, the score here, it's a 15-point lead to Corowa-Rutherglen, 4-8-32, Raiders 2-5-17. Join us after this break for all the second half action here on OM Live on this beautiful Easter Saturday, because on OM Live, you won't miss a thing.
What's your future look like? Where do you want to be? Whatever it looks like, with GoTAFE, you've got this. Get real skills for real jobs and careers right now. Search GoTAFE today.
The Ovens and Murray Football League is proudly sponsored by Opal. Thinking packaging? Discover Opal.
Shawty get inspired, how about that? How about that? This time.
I reckon I'll go mid. Carlton Drive 3.5. Embrace the mid.
At 2AY, we're your home of live sport. Every weekend, we bring you the best live broadcasts of the Ovens and Murray football and netball. Listen this weekend on your radio or the 2AY app.
No one celebrates life like you do. At Tobin Brothers Funerals, we're here to help you celebrate the life of your loved one, your own special way. Tobin Brothers Funerals, celebrating lives.
There's a home, there's
With Optus Home Internet, you get more yes. Whoa. Which means less family screen time and more harmony with powerful Wi-Fi. Woo. Get the Ultra Wi-Fi modem at no extra cost.
Adroit Insurance and Risk, your local insurance advisor, able to tailor insurance programs to support your business.
And we're proud to support our local community.
Out of the box and primed for the show. On your marks, get set. Being first out the gate. Get the fit you need. The athlete's foot. Fit for every run.
Halftime show from Dan and Scotty. Thanks to Elders Rural. We're back here at John Ford Oval. It's a 15-point lead at the long break to the Corowa-Rutherglen Roos. 4-8-32. They lead the Wodonga Raiders 2-5-15. Now, Dan, before this game commenced, you know your top 5 Guernseys of all time in the Ovens and Murray. Have you had any feedback so far?
No feedback yet, so that means no news is good news.
No, that means Panda hasn't posted it yet on the socials, I reckon. That's what that means. Because there'll be plenty coming back. Don't worry. Give it 5 minutes. Once it's posted, it's game on.
No, more the merrier. There's no such thing as bad publicity, but if we recap it, just while we've got a little bit of time, it was the
It started in 2004, didn't it?
Yeah.
Yep.
Wangaratta Magpies home kit, Murderford Alpine Saints, the 50-year premiership reunion kit from 1970.
No, but it was a 2020 jumper.
It was a 2020 jumper. Aubrey Tigers Anzac Day kit from 2024. The Wodonga Bulldogs pedigree kit from 2004, their premiership year. My favourite, but I couldn't put them number 1 because I would have copped too much flack. and the Wangaratta Rovers 2024 Indigenous kit signed by our friend Miraz Lanaz.
Beautiful. So about 110 years of history just wiped.
Yep.
Dan,
I'll give you the Indigenous one as number one, but I'll tell you what, a couple of the other ones.
Well, the ones from like 80 years ago are all black and white, so they're all a lot the same.
That's just because the TV was black and white. There was actually colours on the jumpers.
We're all living in the now.
How big's your study, Dan? You must have a large range of books at home.
It's now the clutter room, so it's just got everything everywhere.
Beautiful. Rightio.
It's because Mara's been on holidays.
Oh, she cleaned it, so it's a study now.
Rightio, Scotty. What's going to happen in this second half of the new market?
Oh, I tell you what, Lukey, all I can hope is that they clean up their skills, both teams, because it has just been a turnover fest in a half of footy, and it just kills the game. It's just been turned over between the arcs way too often through the middle of the ground, and I'll tell you what, lucky neither side's been that clean going inside 50. Otherwise, it'll be a really, really high-scoring game.
Yep. Dan, give us your best, mate, on the 40-wing stat sheet so far.
Yeah, well, in the first quarter, Corowa-Rutherglen, they had 7 inside 50s for 6 marks. In the next quarter, they went 14 inside 50s for 1. So they're, I think Raiders have sort of tightened up a little bit defensively, but Corowa need to get a little bit better going inside forward 50 again.
Gus McLeod is a jack of all trades. He
master of none.
Technician.
Those were your words. Yeah, he was doing all sorts of work in the first half. Amazing behind the scenes. Gussie, what did you think of the first half, or what you saw of the first half anyway?
How do I say this nicely? Let's
putrid.
hope it gets better in the second half.
Good answer.
Lukey, I can say, I reckon the crowd is building on this sort of club rooms wing. Monty, a really good contingency starting to flow through the gates.
As I said a bit earlier, I think there was a fair crowd around the netball. The second court was nearly full of spectators, and I think they've started to hover over now that all the netball is done. So
did we get a score from out the back?
Yeah, very good win to the Corowa-Rutherglen girls in the A grade.
Here we go. Third quarter for Wiesners. Luke Francis, kick us off.
Here we go, Gussie. Away we go in the second half from John Ford Oval on 1494 2AY. Kotzer goes out of the middle with a high ball down inside 50. Wayne, what a mark. An absolute ripper. An elite body and paint mark of the day, Scott Montgomery.
Absolutely was. And Mitchie Way, that's what we want to see from him. Explosive power that he has. He's quick off the mark. And Cody Shutt just going to go with him there. And there's nothing against Cody because he's quick off the mark as well. But just so powerful right then and just read the ball first. And great start here from the Raiders if he can put this one through.
He took off like a greyhound out of box one to get to that one. Mitch Way. Terrific mark. Can he finish it off with a goal? It's on the boot. It's right. It's another behind. We've got another behind, Gussie.
Monty, is there any breeze? What's the excuse for such the bad goal kicking? That's the 14th.
It's died down a little bit, but it was definitely pushing across towards that scoreboard light tower in that far pocket. And I reckon it plays around with the ball drop a little bit, Gussie. So I reckon that might be the issue. Yeah, that wasn't a great kick.
We might have to send a few people to Scott Montgomery's centre of goal kicking excellence.
I don't know if I've told you before, I kicked one nearly from the fence here one day.
I like this guy, Jordan Foote, the injector. Another 40 wings disposal. He finds Brady Morton at half forward, inside 50, looking for Bradkey. Great defensive work from Alex Pocock. Just got a really nice little fingertip in there, and Corowa will go coast to coast for a boundary throw in 40 metres from goal.
He's been really good today, Alex Pocock. I reckon he's chopped off a lot of inside 50s, and so is his mate Will McCarty back there.
Okay, here we go. In the pocket, Bridge Road end on the far side. Boundary umpire hurls it back into play. Richards and Kotzer, you guessed it. Ball comes out the back. Ugle goes in. Kotzer again. Try to hand it off to Brad St. John. They go in turn to Rich. Left foot down the line. Tumbling ball off fortuitously ends up in the hands of Ben Hernan. Now, what's he got on here? He might have to go long down the line. Gee, that was just a real nothing kick up in the air. Don't know what that was meant for. Here's Richards. Scotty, you've got to be better than that.
Yeah, it's a terrible kick. Just ran around the corner and kicked it straight up in the air and went about 35 metres and, yeah, just not good enough. And it just gives the Corowa-Rutherglen chance to set up behind the footy with a stoppage here.
So true centre wing on the Waganya side of the John Ford Oval. Clayton handballs over the top looking for Roos, and John head over the footy for the Raiders. Ugle comes off the forward 50 arc, turned over, regathers the footy. Fordham bustling his way through the pack for the Raiders, goes via hands, and the Raiders dump the ball long down the line via Rich. Nice mark taken out in front by Hernan. Wants to slingshot the Raiders into attack. He's got a player in space. It's Burke. Kick and a half from home. The lead came early. It's a nice looking lead. Went over the top of Jones's head. Corowa have numbers, one of whom is shut. And now Leo McCarthy marks on the edge of the defensive centre square.
McCarthy, pretty good in the first half. Good ball to foot. Now, what can they build on from here? Here goes Roos, and he thumps it inside 50. Bradkey on a lead. Good mark. Nice work up against Pocock, one-on-one.
Yeah, how good is it when you get in the ball, uses hands at half-back. Leo McCarthy there, got the footy, and a great use to find foot, and then really, really quick and smart to Tyler Roos, who got it out in front, and KB looks unstoppable when the ball is out in front of him. Just got to make sure they keep kicking it there.
He's got one on the board, this for two. He missed one from a similar spot in the opening half. What do you reckon, Dan?
Well, he could have a little back today, Caelan Bradkey. He looks like they're obviously the most dangerous forward, but I'm going to back him in here. I'm going to do a Robbie McKinlay.
1 goal, 3 so far.
The man who spent some time at the Richmond Football Club, Caelan Bradkey, he's got that one. That is picture perfect. They lead 38-18 on the Inspirations Paint scoreboard. Entered Albury time clock's gone close to 4, third term. Yeah, it's a really good kick there by Caelan Bradkey, and as we said, he could have sort of 5 goals today already. He's played really good. He's obviously been their most dangerous forward, probably one of the most dangerous forwards on the ground, along with Brayshaw as well for Raiders. But good stuff from Corowa. 3 repeat inside 50 entries. Jordan Foot's been really good as well. He's had the 14 disposals on the 40-wing stat sheet, and his quality of ball use as well has been fantastic.
What I've liked from footy is just how powerful he is around the footy. A couple of times he's got it, exploded away, given a handball. He's not scared. He doesn't want to throw it on the boot. He's happy to give the handball to his teammates and bring them into the game as well.
Game high 20-point lead on the Inspirations Paint scoreboard to the Roos. 5-8 plays 2-6. Bit of an ugly scoreboard. Richards in the ruck. Fordham roved it for the Raiders. Went to handball. Missed his intended target as Roos hacks it forward for the blue and white. Nice work at the back of the contest there by Jensen on debut. Links up with O'Neill. Bradson John's kick was smothered off the boot. Gonna have to regather his own footy. The Raiders now have time and poise on the broadcast side wing. Kick looking for Burke was intercepted by Joe Hansen. Tyler Roos handballs back to Lavis, who opts to use the left to kick long to a contest. Darcy Hope brought it front and square. Morton, bit of soccer skills, handballed it backwards. Darcy Hope looking to get involved once again. So's Morton, now Darcy Hope. The Raiders need to join in the party here. They've got some numbers of the contest late. It's pretty scrappy as the ball flicks out the back. Now it's Hansen. Got it via Clayton inside 50 for Corowa-Rutherglen. On the half volley, regathered his own crumbing on the left boot. Caelan Bradkey. The kick was a bit skew-if. Bounced just inside the field of play. A boundary throw in 20 metres out in front of the entrance here at the John Ford Oval.
Starting this third quarter exactly like they ended the second. Just the territory batters completely theirs. 5 inside 50s on the 40 winks. Stat sheet to Raiders 2 so far.
Boundary throw-in the pocket, Bridge Road end. Here we go, broadcast side. Whistle again. We're going to have another boundary throw-in, I think. Young lady down there, she'll come in for a take two. What's the winner in the raffle, Dan? Winning ticket, please.
07741. Was that you, Lukey?
It wasn't. What's the prize?
No idea.
Okay.
A night out with Gus McLeod at the Corowa Club.
We can get that for free.
Yes.
At Gus McLeod 98.
Very good. .com. Here's O'Neill.
.com.
About to weave through. And then Amory brought down. Umpire free kick given away to Amory. So he's 55 out. At the moment, they lead 38-18 on the Inspirations Paint scoreboard. Dan, can they kick a goal to that end? Is it possible?
Well, Caelan Bradkey nailed one, so let's see if Amory can.
Yeah. I reckon he's right on his limit here. I don't think he'll get this. He's just trying to look for a lead, and he's gone for one now. It's not a great kick.
Yeah, it was ordinary. Double-fisted when the mark could have been taken by McCartney out of bounds.
Yeah, Will McCartney there. Probably needed the voice from behind to tell him that he was right because he had a lot of space, but just went the double-fisted spoil, and yeah, probably could have been a little bit better there for the Raiders.
Round the grounds at Mr. Stokes Pool World at the MCG. It's Melbourne 15-5-95, defeating Dockers 11-10-76 at three-quarter time.
Fraud watch.
And good afternoon to all the listeners and supporters of Melbourne from Mount Buller this afternoon. None of them would have got there this weekend.
And they're cheese platters.
Cheese platters in the snow. And here at John Ford, it's Elijah Amory. Handballing backwards to McCarthy. Kick was smothered off the boot. Nice defensive tackle from Clayton to see the ball across the chalk. He wrapped up Louis Waters. We'll bring the ball back into play. Another boundary throw in, Monty.
Yeah, the tackle there as well from Chris Anderson, the former Chiltern player, on Elijah Amory. Probably a goal saver. I thought it was really good. Great defensive work. I've liked his defensive stuff today, Chris Anderson. Looking
for the second goal of the third term for Wiesners. In Corowa's attacking 50. Morton got him fair in the chest. The Raiders going to have a bit of work to do here. Anderson chasing this one. Wrapped up in a tackle. Umpire said no prior opportunity, will ball it up. Top of the goal square here for the Roos.
Yeah, Gussie, Scotty, I reckon this ball's travelled 30 metres in the last 3 or 4 minutes.
And not many clean possessions either, Leaky, in that 3 or 4 minutes.
Yeah, so many Roos and Raiders around the ball here. Bridge Road end, far side in the pocket. So 38 plays 18 on the Inspirations Paint scoreboard. We're in the third term. We've gone 8 for NZ. Dan, what's your best, mate, on that stat sheet of yours?
Well, it's the inside 50 territory battle now, so it's 27 inside 50s to 14.
Ugle down low. He's in there with Howes, and you guessed it, everyone. It's another stoppage.
Monty, is it scrappy because there's so much heat on the ball? What's the reason? There's so many good players on the park today.
Yeah, I just feel this is probably the level that these two teams are at.
So ball's come back into play. Amory's on top of this one, and we'll ball it up once again. Connor Howes at the bottom of the pack. This is where you sort of need the old third man up, Monty, just to bust the ball in a bit of space.
Yeah, well, I'd
Bring it back, I reckon.
Bring it back. I just love for Big Richards to maybe wander down and take one if it gets another repeat stoppage rather than Bradkey, who's really just a forward who's helping out in the ruck.
Bradson John kicks long down the line. There's Richards sitting in the hole. Jordan Ayres looks to come back inboard into a little bit of traffic. Well done, Squizzy Taylor. He's been wrapped up in a tackle. True centre wing on the Murray River side here of the John Ford Oval in Corowa. 38 plays, 18 on the Inspirations Paint scoreboard. The Roos over the Raiders.
Clayton, big kick out of the pack. That's what we want. Clear the congestion. Ugle, away he goes. Inside 50. Good delivery to Darcy Hope. That was smooth, Scotty.
Yeah, and even just the pickup was smooth, wasn't it, Lukey? He did it one-handed, bent over, and there's the kick out in front. I reckon Darcy Hope's been on the end of 3 or 4 today where he hasn't actually led before the kicks hit the boot. He's just, once the kick has gone to space, he's been just too quick on the lead, and he could end up kicking a bag this year, I reckon, Darcy Hope, at some stage if delivery continues like this to him.
The game needed Joey Ugle just then, boys. Like, it really needed someone to cut it open.
And he sprinted to the pine, Dan, for a breather. Darcy Hope has got great clutch on the footy, good hands. He got that one, another behind to that end. Okay, so that's 4 behinds for Darcy, Gussie.
Certainly is on the Inspirations Paint scoreboard. He's kicked 2 in the first, 1 in the second, and now 1 in the third. Nice use from the Raiders from full-back. They're going to send it down the river side here. Quickly in transition, Charlie St John. Been a little bit quiet today as young Charlie. Played game number 50 last week for the Raiders. Getting a taste of senior footy at a really young age. He now links up with Scammell. Not many options presenting for him. Both sides defending the long kick well. So Scammell has to dump it long down the line. Contest forms. Well done, Forrest. Impacted enough to see it out of bounds for a boundary throw-in. For the Newmarket Hotel, Scott Montgomery.
Yeah, just a really stagnant stage of the game at the moment. Not a lot really happening, as Dan arcs toward Joey Ugle before with that inside 50. But, yeah, not a lot happening between the arcs.
Well, you're right, Scotty. You're bang on. There really hasn't been any action at all here in the third term. Let's see if someone can clear the ball from the contest. Here goes Rich, left foot. Hansen takes the mark inside 50. Defensively, 30 out from their own goal. Just gets Murphy. That's okay.
Corowa just got to get it off this line. It's going up and down that far wing. They just got to get off this line, which they're trying to now. Shift the footy and try and shift the Raiders defensively.
Irvin, he's about to pick up Cody Shutt. Now, he can go on a run if he likes. Another short one to Rouston. Again, another Griffith Swan. We've got 2 of them playing today. The other one is Nathan Richards. There's Hope. He's a long way from home up on centre wing. Off to Josh Clayton. Tried to feint and go back inside to Hope. Hands it off to Murphy. Now they've got some run on the footy. Goes long here. Morton's down forward. Good mark from Brady. No, he dropped it. Play goes on. Ball comes out the side of the contest. Melksham going back for it. Raiders there in defence. Sweetman taking the ground. What's the umpire going to say? He'll take it.
One move they've pulled at half time is Liam McCarthy's gone a half forward rather than half back, which I thought he was quite dangerous early in that first half at half back, but obviously looking for more options at the goal.
Just having a look at the NZ here at the John Ford Oval. Hope you're enjoying the broadcast today. Easter Saturday footy. Looks like the Raiders are going to try and exit D50 with a bit of chaos here. Fordham, the handball missed him. Leslie for the Roos, wrapped up in a tackle, spills out to space. Lavis via Melksham, Pickle Rick Lavis kicks a Sunjan goal at A. Monty had the finger up soon as it left the boot. Pickle Rick kicks a much needed one for the Roos, and they extend the margin to 5 goals.
Oh, I loved his game today, Pickle Rick. He's got off half back there and pushed hard forward, and his little mate Melksham gave the handball out and put it through. As soon as it hit the boot, he was celebrating. I'll tell you what, I had the finger up too. We needed that bit of spark to get this second half rolling.
Yeah, one of the best nicknames in the OMFNL, Pickle Rick. That was fantastic work there, and Rutherglen seemed to be running away with the game, to be honest. It's 19 side 50s this quarter now, 2-3 from Wodonga Raiders. Josh Clayton starting to get busy this quarter. He's had 6 disposals this quarter and takes his total to 11. So he's another good player we called for at half-time to get involved a bit more, and he seems to be on the 40-wing stat sheet, Lukey.
Yeah, they're out to a 5-goal break now, Dan, and the Raiders haven't kicked a goal since the first term. They kicked 2 of the first 3 goals of the game and haven't kicked one since. So they really need to hit the scoreboard now. There's Fordham going by it. Amory, he had a crack at it. Fordham goes again, dives in there. Now they're in a tussle for it. Good battle, nice contest. Is that a whistle? Yeah.
Yep.
Gee, that was a late call.
I think he's going to ball it up. He's going to ball it up, I think. It's probably not a bad call.
Okay. So the umpire to take it here. Let's see if we can sort out a win at the coalface. As going in Roos, he gets it out the side. Anderson got a hand to it. Goes again, does Chris. Nice work to Jensen. Then off he goes to O'Neill. Oh, don't know about that left foot kick.
What do you mean? Hit a
Hit a
target.
target, 100% by left.
That's 100% accuracy.
On his opposite foot there.
Who kicked it? I wasn't watching,
How
sorry.
did you notice that? He used his opposite hand to drop it?
Yeah,
Is that
like
what
an
I was
Oz kick, and then somehow, some way it ended up with a Raider. Incredible stuff. Extraordinary. There's Irvin.
Scathing, Lukey.
Yeah.
Free kick, pushing the back.
Brasher. I'll just hand it over to Gus McLeod, I feel.
So Brasher. Sorry, Lukey, we love you, mate. McRae Motors doing some
know if
great
you do.
work. No, I do. We've got a 50 here, Monty. A 50-metre penalty.
Must have been a bit of back chat, I'm assuming.
I'm not sure what
Monty had the
for,
giggles
but the
at the back of
Raiders
the
will take it.
box.
The Raiders will take it. I can only assume it's for a bit of lip. That's the only thing I can see. There was no other infringement, Monty, for the Newmarket Hotel.
Nah.
A bit of movement on the mark.
Don't know, because Brasher didn't really move around, so don't know why the guy on the mark would have been moving. Brasher's just trying to give himself
This
5
is
metres
great.
inboard.
This is good real estate too, by the way.
That's about 50. It's not 75 like the AFL umpires pay.
I couldn't believe
We
that.
had a 15-metre 50 yesterday at Martin Park.
Yep. No joke. It was about 19 metres.
Oh, you got to mix them up, I suppose. Makes
Yeah,
it
well,
interesting.
Lucky the goal went through the big sticks. Here's Brasher. Can he bring it back to a 21-point game? He can't. Jeez. Not a great spectacle here for the neutral if you wanted to see goals. 2-7 to 6-9. It's 46-19. Corowa lead the Raiders on the Inspirations Paint scoreboard. Boundary side for the Newmarket Hotel. Monty, a new raffle winner. Can we find a winner, please?
Well, we're not finding many in front of goals, are we, Gussie? But yeah, that's 1-3 now for Nick Brasher. This needs to be a little bit better as that key forward.
McCarthy, he's going to turn this over. Brad St. John has taken it. There's 65 out at the moment. Here goes Brad. Oh, that's a wide ball going into the pocket. Burke, can he take it? No. Good ball from the Roos defence. Ball's gone out of bounds in the pocket.
It's just not even a good spot to kick it to, but is it? It's going to be a very hard shot if he takes the mark. They're able to defend it really well there. Cora, just a fist on it, goes out of bounds, and they get to reset. So probably not the right option there from Brad St. John, getting in front of the sticks.
45 plays 19. Roos up over the Wodonga Raiders on the Inspirations Paint scoreboard. Irvin searching for a teammate to shut. Nice work to Foot. And in turn they go to Lavis and they clear it out.
Pickle Rick kicks long out to the riverside, looking to find Darcy Melksham. Nice contest starts here with Jensen. Jensen on debut. He just tripped Darcy Melksham. And Darcy's going to want to play on and kick with a bit of pace inboard. Pickle Rick once again. Now Darcy Melksham. Nice overlapping play from Corowa. The kick to centre half forward finds Bradkey.
He's got the distance.
Lead. You got the distance.
I've seen him kicking from here when I was at Cora. He's a massive kick.
So for reference, he's marked between the arc and the centre square on a slight angle. It'll favour the right footer, but he's going to have to kick this all of 57 metres, Monty.
Yeah, absolutely. But I've seen him kicking from here when he was 16. Maybe.
Back with confidence too.
Well, he didn't even look to try and find a lead, did he? He just like this, I'll get this, boys.
You like a full four with confidence. Caelan Bradkey can be one of them. Gee, it's a big kick. Monty called it. Caelan Bradkey with a Sunjan goal of the day. A monster bomb from 57 metres. And looking into the crystal ball was Scott Montgomery for the Newmarket Hotel. That's why he's the best.
As I said, he's been doing it since he was a teenager, boys, and he's only gotten bigger and stronger since then. He's an absolute freak with the footy in hand.
That was with ease too, by the way. He put that through and he's got his third goal, KB, so he's been really dangerous. He could easily have had 6 today as well, guys, so he has been a super player. He's kicked 3-3, but Corowa-Rutherglen just looked dominant now. 12 inside 50s this quarter to Raiders 5, so they're beating them all over the park.
Yeah, still over a quarter of footy to play, but at the moment you just can't see where the next goal is going to come from for the Raiders. So it's out to a 32-point lead at the moment. There's Roos after the ball. Clayton, whistle.
Yep, jumper got tugged.
Josh Clayton short to foot. Here's Jordan.
That's the third time today Ruckman have been given a free kick and midfielders have taken it, Luke.
Ayres inside 50, Bridge Road end. Big fist goes over the back. Well, McCarthy tried to come through and take the footy. Spinning around was Finn Osborne. Raiders win it though. Turns it over. McCarthy straightens up and misses.
Got it.
Got it. He has got it. Okay, puts it through. It's going to be hard from here for the Raiders, Scotty.
Yeah, it is, isn't it? But how good was that? They just moved it on quickly. Foot again, just got it inside 50. Great use, and Liam McCarthy is definitely a designated kicker in this team, and you can see why. He's a beautiful user and a great finish there.
Had the 14 disposals, Liam McCarthy. He's been super on the 40 wings that sheet, Gus.
What's he like as a landscaper, Scott?
Well, he's a very good chippy.
Okay.
As a landscaper. No, he does work for EGS, but as a landscaper, he's definitely a very good chippy. Doesn't like the wheelbarrow and the shovels too much.
Good chippy. What's the difference?
He makes wooden things as a chippy, but as a landscaper he doesn't. Yeah, but no, he's a very good guy to have around the crew, and they all love him. So, and I think the Corowa boys are starting to get on board with that too.
We can play footy.
You can definitely play. Can kick the football, Gus. Can kick it. 2
goals in a minute there for the Roos. We're out to a 38-point lead. Thanks to Inspirations Paint, Jeff Gray and the boys. We thank them for their support in 2025. The Raiders win the clearance, but Rouston, he fumbled that one. Burke regathers for the Raiders, kicks to a 1-on-1 inside 50. Brasher and Irvin, well done Riley Irvin. Takes a nice intercept mark. Monty for the Newmarket Hotel. I quite like this guy, Riley Irvin.
Yeah, I think since he's gone on Brasher's gone a bit quiet, I feel, since the first quarter. So, yeah, Riley Irvin, one to watch out as a key back.
Clayton, he's getting involved in the second half now.
Yeah, he's had 8 disposals this quarter.
Great work, Dan, thanks to 40 Winks. Turns it over here. So the Raiders are going to come back. So they thump it in this time towards their half-forward flank. Brasher, nice work going back to the flight was Ayres. Their ball tied up over on the outer side with Sweetman and Morton. So 57 plays 19 here on the Inspirations Paint scoreboard. We're in the third term. We're going 20 for NZ. Scotty, what are you seeing in this second half?
Yeah, that defensive pressure's really lifted from Cora there. They're just not letting anything easy go inside 50 for the Raiders. And even again there, just a scrap around the footy and they just take it out of bounds, reset. They've just been so much better, I think, since half-time.
Monty, what's a move you'd like to see from Chatty Owens and the Raiders here? They trail by 38 points. They're still in it, but they're going to have to do a lot more.
Well, they've just got to find a way to kick goals. So whether that's get Brasher up out of the square and maybe a Ben Hurnell or someone who's looked quite lively, a Ty Kloss who's got a bit of speed, maybe one of them out of the square.
They haven't goaled since the 15-minute mark of the first term, the Raiders. As Roos across half-back for Corowa, sends it long down the line looking for Darcy Hope. Got a bad bounce against McCarthy. Connor Leslie applies a big crunching tackle there on Howes and will ball it up slightly into attack for Corowa.
Vax, you got an opinion on what Chatty Owens can do?
Well, they've just got to almost change up personnel, whether it's get more people in the midfield that are different, flick the magnets around a little bit. You've got absolutely nothing to lose, and see if you can go through the corridor as much as possible.
Raiders on the move now. Sweetman try to burn off a tackle. Twycross, he's been a little quiet. Back to Sweetman. Down the line they go. Jones shut. Nice on the second attempt. Lavis going after it now. Brasher just shoved him out of the road. Umpire was happy with it. Ground level now. It's going to be tied up.
Oh no, he's going to ping him.
Or is he? Yes, he is. Okay. A little inconsistent on that one. Okay. Rouston with the footy here. It's going to Brasher.
Right on his
Scotty,
limit,
your thoughts on this one? You
right
nailed it with
on his
Bracky.
limit.
So what happens now with Brasher?
Right on his limit, and we've seen a lot of awkward ball drops and a lot really skew off down in this Murray River end. So it's going to take all of his best. Going to have to get all of 55. I reckon he might try and arc around and get a bit more distance and kick it from the paint if he can.
I'd be going top of the square.
Not an easy kick. He's gone for max distance. It's going right to the goal square. Well, Irvin takes the mark. Too easy in the end, and he comes out. And he's about to find Amory.
Across half back. The Roos have the footy.
Kai Williamson's come from Gussie on the ground.
So here's Josh Clayton. Goes by hand. McCarthy wants to try and evade a bit of pressure. Keep the ball moving. Nice 1-2 linking up with Clayton. He goes backwards. He finds Pickle Rick Lavis. I reckon we're going to have to do his numbers next week or the next time we do the Roos, just so we can say Pickle Rick more often.
For sure.
As he kicks out wide, he finds Paddy Lavis.
You can just say it.
Lavis finds Ayres, and Ayres goes long down the line of Roos. So Roos, going to be a tongue twister, I think, this year. Roos for the Roos. His numbers for 40 Winks?
He's at the 17.
Solid. He's been pretty solid all day, I reckon, Tyler.
Started the game well too.
Covering a lot of turf. He looks trying to find Darcy Hope. Good mark out in front for elite body and paint. It was a mark of that A contender. He comes in board to Rouston, wanting to find Brady Morton in attack. Got worked under the ball nicely. Melksham onto Ugle. Here's Joey Ugle. There's his first goal as a Roo. Elite body and paint player today, Joey Ugle. He may have a heavy number, but I reckon that might be the amount of goals he's going to look for this year. 59 on his back. He'll look to kick 59 snags.
Don't put any pressure on him, Gussie. With 59, that's nearly strang medal territory there. But how quick did they look at ground level when the ball come in with Melchum and Ugle and guys like that? That's what we haven't seen from the Raiders. Their smalls have been non-existent when the ball hits the ground inside 50, and that's what they need to do. They need to try and find some pace at ground level, because the Roos just showed them then that you can score goals if bigs don't take a mark.
Yeah, hit the nail on the head, and we'll quickly go around the grounds for Mr. Stokes Poolwood. In the AFL, Melbourne Demons are still in front, 15-6, 96 to Fremantle's 11-12,
I thought you said it was all over before.
No, three-quarter time.
We went the premature siren.
Gee, I tell you what, Dan. Hey?
There's 4 quarters.
You're not bad. Here goes Rich, inside 50. Taylor went back. Hanson with him. Here they go, the Raiders. Brasher hooks it around his body. He got one in the first turn like that. This one's way off. Burke underneath it and takes the mark. So they need something out of this if they're to stay alive. Burke, he's been called back. Well, you just call play on in that situation. It's only a young umpire down there. Here goes Burke.
I think
gee, that wasn't on. You've got to have a shot from there, I think, Scotty. Hernan trying to keep the ball in play. Left foot. Comedy of errors down here at the moment. Rouston went in. There's Ayres taken by Twyke. Cross. Ball goes to Brown. And we'll have a ball up. Finn Osborne it was.
They just haven't looked dangerous at all inside 50. Have the Raiders compared to Corowa. They look a little bit more dangerous with Hope and Brad King, guys like that, taking clunk in it, and then their smalls.
Nice work here from the Raiders. They're trying to fling it into space. Head over the football. Lost who that was. He got taken high. No, he got done holding the ball.
Mitchy Way, I think it was.
I think it was Mitch Way. Well spotted, Monty. A little bit stiff there, I reckon. Tommy Forrest, the recipient of the free kick. Started the day in defence, and that's where he stayed. The youngster. Nice work here from Hanson. Finds the ball to Geordie Ayres. So Ayres, of course, his brother with Werribee this year, picked up another best on-ground performance today, did Ryan. Kicks long down the line. Osborne, nice raking, booming boot. Trying to find Brady Morton. Morton's wrapped up in a tackle. 40 winks down for Caro.
Yeah, well, Corowa-Rutherglen, they're just going from strength to strength this quarter. 15 inside 50s for them. And Josh Clayton, quiet first half, only the 5 disposals. He's had 10 this quarter, 15 for the game.
Hush over the crowd at the moment. The Roos with a big lead here at John Ford Oval on Easter Saturday. Here's Burke, true centre half forward, plays on. Raiders, Rich got taken down as he got it away. Play goes on. Rouston, Taylor comes in, straightens up, has a shot, in the air, misses.
Just poor from Jason Burke, Lukey. Just had to give it back to Rich early, and they would have been deep inside 50, but just held onto it, and poor decision making.
Yeah, that extra 100th of a second, Scotty, can get you in trouble.
Probably one thing I've noticed as well, Corowa's better players have really stood up here, Monty, and guys like Rich and Fordham, they've been in some really good spots, just haven't been used.
Yeah, exactly, and I think that's one thing that Kreza always drums into his teams, is that use the good players every time you see them, and that's what they've definitely done today, Corowa.
Murphy to the co-captain and Hanson, they're slicing open this defence here. Irvin at centre half back, he marks. Riley going to go with a chipping ball. Okay to pickle Rick Lavis. 26 and a half gone for NZ. Nice kick in board. Bit too much on it for Murphy. Spills out the back. Pocock working hard. Murphy made up for his mistake. Won the ball back for the Roos. Clever handball backwards from Amory. Didn't quite hit the target. Working away was Jensen. He got penalised. He's receiving a free kick, I should say.
Holding the man, the umpire paid there.
So a free kick to the Raiders. There's the siren. You can hear it coming before. A full second. You hear that crackling noise in your cans. 3-quarter time, a much better quarter from the Roos. They lead 9-9-63 to the Raiders, 2-8-20 on the Inspirations Paint scoreboard. Stick with us. A big final term coming your way on O&M Live, where you won't miss a thing.
What's your future look like? Where do you want to be? Whatever it looks like, with GoTAFE, you've got this. Get real skills for real jobs and careers right now. Search GoTAFE today.
The Ovens and Murray Football League is proudly sponsored by Opal. Thinking packaging? Discover Opal.
Shawty get inspired, how about that? How about that? This time.
I reckon I'll go mid. Carlton Dry 3.5. Embrace the mid.
At 2AY, we're your home of live sport. Every weekend, we bring you the best live broadcasts of the Ovens and Murray football and netball. Listen this weekend on your radio or the 2AY app.
No one celebrates life like you do. At Tobin Brothers Funerals, we're here to help you celebrate the life of your loved one, your own special way. Tobin Brothers Funerals, celebrating lives.
There's a home, there's
With Optus Home Internet, you get more yes. Whoa. Which means less family screen time and more harmony with powerful Wi-Fi. Woo. Get the Ultra Wi-Fi modem at no extra cost.
Adroit Insurance and Risk, your local insurance advisor, able to tailor insurance programs to support your business.
And we're proud to support our local community.
Out of the box and primed for the show. On your marks, get set. Being first out the gate. Get the fit you need. The athlete's foot. Fit for every run.
%, locally owned and operated.
O&M Live on 2AY.
Welcome back to the John Ford Oval here in Corowa, where it's a 44-point lead to the Roos. Dan Vaccaro, you've been doing a fantastic job all day. Why don't you continue your great work and give us the quarter's best for C&L Shower Screens? Visit C&L Shower Screens and wardrobes.com.au or find them at 4 Steed Street, Wodonga.
Excellent work there by you, Gussie, from Corowa-Rutherglen, the quarter's best. Josh Clayton was brilliant that quarter. He had 10 disposals on the 40-wing stat sheet, 15 for the game, so he had a quiet first half, but I thought his work inside the contest was brilliant. For Raiders, it's really, really hard to pick one. I'm going to go with my leading possession getter for that quarter, which was Corey Rich, and it's as simple as that. They've unfortunately been poor today, Raiders, and they've got a lot to learn, but yeah, Corowa. Liam McCarthy as well, special mention to him. He had 6 that quarter. He looks good.
Great work, Dan. Bit of cloud cover now. Overcast here at John
Nice.
Ford
It's
Oval.
not as hot.
We'll go down to Scotty, who's been crawling around on ground level like a goanna.
I just had Caelan Bradkey walk past me. I said, I backed you in for that. He goes, yeah, went 60 post high. I was never in doubt. So loving his own work. It's big KB. But I just had a listen to Corowa. He was really happy. He thought they cleaned up a lot of stuff since half time. Really happy with the way they used the ball going inside 50. And Chatty Owens, I can't really repeat what he had to say, so I'll just leave that one to your imagination.
Okay. Scotty, crowd estimate now?
Yeah, I reckon we're pushing closer to 1,500 now, boys. I was saying to Gussie during the break that I thought there was probably 200 or 300 over watching the netball. So now they've all come over. They're under the bar here around the canteen area. So it's definitely filled up. And yeah, there's a lot, sort of down here past the scorers, the timekeeper's box. So yeah, pushing 1,500.
And Dan, it was supposed to top 27 degrees. It had to be hotter than 27.
I reckon it got to a stage where it was...
Just because you boys were sweating up there doesn't mean it was hot.
Yeah, I would have gone 30.
I reckon we're looking at 29.
64.
Lukey.
You know they do the feels like, Luke?
Mm-hmm.
The feels like? It feels like 64 in the box.
Isn't that a G up? The old feels like.
Oh, yeah. That's ridiculous, isn't it?
That's keeping someone in a job at the Bureau.
Yeah.
Yep.
Don't know how they have a job. They get their job wrong every single day.
Well, all you got to say is a chance to shower and you can't go wrong.
Yeah, exactly right.
You
There's
can't
a chance
go
to
wrong.
shower, and if it doesn't shower, you're
So
right.
we're just waiting for the crowd to disperse here.
Hurry up.
9-9-63 plays 2-8-20. It's a massive final term coming your way on Easter Saturday. Don't forget, we're broadcasting tomorrow on 2A1 Edge FM from the McNamara Reserve as the Saints welcome the Lavington Panthers. Here's the final term. It's all thanks to Mac Jack Sheds with the dulcet tones of Luke Francis.
Yeah, let's see what the Raiders can do in the final term, Gussie. Cora was up by a fair bit at the moment. Rightio, Richards off the ground. Here he goes. Went by McCarthy. He's back at it. Look at him working hard at ground level. He's taken in a tackle. Brought to ground. Umpire's going to pick him. Raiders will get it on their half-back flank.
Holding a shoulder a little bit too, Liam. He heard it in the third quarter. He was holding a couple of times, and that tackle there definitely didn't help it.
Beautiful kick from Anderson into the middle. Corey Rich with it. What do we got, Dan?
15 disposals coming up here for Corey Rich. He's been solid.
Corey right out to the outer side. Baxter Jones in pursuit of the footy. Picks it up now. Looks inboard. He's going to get it back to Chris Anderson. So Anderson, now he's 80 out. More wobbly ball going inside 50. Brashenoi marked that. Came to ground. Jones handballs off to Twycross. Just pops it up. Who's coming at it? Oh, Pocock marked it, but in the end, it was Richards. And Nathan comes out for the Roos.
He's going to exit defensive 50, long down the line. Morton had his pocket picked. Ball's going to spill out of bounds for a boundary throw-in.
That was Will McCarty that came off his line there and did a great job. I think his defensive work all day and the way he's read the footy's been first class.
I think Lukey just had a frog in his throat. We'll get back to Lukey shortly.
You're right there, Lukey?
We might need to get him
Is he
some
still
more
there?
water. He's still here, but we might have to do a bit of CPR.
He's still with us.
Joking.
Got a stretcher down there, Scotty.
I'll find one for you,
Get a
mate.
bit of CPAP as well. Across half-back, Ayres links up with Ray Murphy. I've liked his game today. Here's Pickle Rick Labus across centre half-back. Well-weighted kick into the path of Williamson. Clever tap onto Ugle. He handballs to Darcy Hope. Hope is going to sit it up top of the goal square, looking to find Brady Morton. Well done.
Their best on the ground.
How's about the look-away handball too from Ugle then? That was fantastic work there.
He's smooth, isn't he, Dan?
Very smooth.
He doesn't waste the footy.
No.
Very efficient. Okay.
He'll tell you about it too.
Right, okay. Well, you might as well give yourself a wrap because not many others will. Down towards centre wing here. Broadcast side Lavis or Pocock at the back of the contest. It's Charlie St. John. Now he got taken off the footy. Murphy comes through. A lot of players tearing in for it. Amory with it. Umpire to take it. 64 plays 20 in the third term. Fourth term, I should say, for Mac Jack Sheds. Rightio, hands at Aubrey. Time clock has gone 2.5. There's Richards having it down to Amory. Ball spilled out. Murphy. It's been good today. Off he goes to foot. Thumps it in. Came off the side of his boot. Down towards the forward pocket. Players go up. McCarthy after it with also Howes. Ball out of bounds in the pocket.
Boundary side, Newmarket Hotel, Scotty Mont.
Yeah, just again, they've been able to lock the footy in their front half here of Corowa-Rutherglen, just the way they're setting up behind the footy. And the ball use from the Raiders just hasn't been there today, and yeah, it's continuing in this last quarter.
Where are you, Scott?
Just the other side of the Raiders bench now. It's good the mic's working.
Nice. We'll keep with that. Inside attacking 50. Here's Jordan Foote, breaks away from the contest, snapping and narrowly missing. A minor score. 9-10-64 to 2-8-20. on the Border Carpet scoreboard. Dan Vaccaro.
Been super solid today, Jordan Foote. I love the way he's broken packs and used the footy as well. He's up to the 20 disposals on the 40 wins today.
O'Neill, fullback position to Fordham. 30 out from their own defensive goal. Short to Waters. Or turned it over. Murphy took a one-hander. So here they go, the Roos. Ray plays on. Pops it up. Hope winding up at the back. Got up high, one hand to it. Hit the post and went through from behind. So 66 plays 20 now on the Border Carpet scoreboard. And entered Albury time clock has gone 4 minutes in the final term, Gussie.
Certainly has. Kick goes long down the line from the Raiders. Indy Cotton out in front. Luke Francis, McRae Motors.
Kotzer. He goes to the half-forward flank. Pocock couldn't take the mark, went through his mitts. Baxter Jones goes in, regains it from ground level. Look at that. Nice hit. Finding Hernan down there, Scotty.
That was fantastic work there to find Hernan.
He's in trouble, Hernan.
Oh, he's clutching at his knee, and that's not a good sign at all.
Yeah, Ben Hernan's taken a mark inside 50. Now he's in trouble, Scotty.
He was clutching at the inside of his knee as Scott Montgomery's just making his way up to the box.
Yep.
Does not look to be good here. He's up, which is a positive.
So he's given the ball away. Oh, he's going to take it back. A miraculous recovery here from Ben Hernan. That's
still doesn't look good. He's not bending the leg, and now all of a sudden he's come good.
Well, that's incredible. Amazing stuff from Ben.
Cram, you reckon?
He's back with us. We got you now, Scotty. You with us?
Yeah, I'm back here, boys. Yeah, obviously the mic started crackling, so I thought I'd just come up here. Soon as I said it was going all right.
Yeah. Ben Hernan. Well, they need a major here at the Raiders. That is a massive understatement. That one's gone right to the goal square. Brasher got up high, fisted through for 1- score. 66 plays 21. 66 plays 21. The Roos up over the Raiders on the Border Carpet scoreboard.
Hasn't been a game of the century, but Crez will be happy with the way they've parked the ball in their territory. They've had 42 inside 50s to 22, so they've absolutely dominated the territory, Lukey.
Inboard from McCarthy, finds Tyler Roos, looks to be running at full tilt and still having some pace. On to Ayres. Kicks long, down the line. Bradkey worked his way up the ground a fair bit. Ugle got some work to do. Lost his footing at the crucial moment. We've got a whistle here.
It's paid to push him back to Joey, but he was the one that went to ground and instigated the contact there, so I think he's a bit lucky.
A little bit lucky. Free kick count today, Vax, on the 40
The free kick count, I got Corowa for 10 and Raiders 8.
Inside 50 goes Ugle. Bradkey just a little bit late to enter the contest. The Raiders had numbers. Picking the ball up nicely then is Bradkey. Put his teammate under a fair bit of pressure. Well done, Clayton. On to Roos, into the leading lane of Brady Morton. They could have raffled that one, him and Leslie, but in the end, Brady's going to have a set shot, 20 metres slight angle.
Yeah, really good there from Tyler Roos. A lot of midfielders would have blasted away, and who knows what would have happened from 50 out, but just saw the bloke on the lead, and he also had Leslie back into space, but really good voice. It must have been from Morton to call Leslie out of it, and he takes the easy chest mark, 25 out slight angle.
So it's going to be Brady Morton here, having a set shot from 25 metres out, 45-degree angle to the Murray River end. Brady Morton kicks on goal, and he's got it. Brady kicks his first. The Roos kick their 10th, and 72 plays 21 on the Border Carpet scoreboard.
Yeah, just tops off a good day for Corowa, really. They've just dominated the territory battle from start to finish, and that man, Tyler Roos, he's played a really good game. 21 disposals on the 40-wing stat sheet, and as we mentioned earlier, 42 inside 50s to 22 for the game today. So that's where the game's been won and lost.
51-point lead, Scott Montgomery.
Yeah, it's just getting a little bit ugly now for the Raiders, isn't it? They probably would have come into this game with high hopes, and they just haven't been able to get any sort of flow in their football. And yeah, they're going to have to go back to the drawing board, I think, with the way they want to move the footy.
Yeah, still a lot of time left in this final term. We've only gone 7 for Renset. Here's Kotzer out of the middle. They get an entry here. Brasher over his head. Nice mark from Irvin. Just worked him under the ball. Riley, he wants to work it out wide to Melksham. Darcy about to pick it up now. Goes inside to Josh Clayton, who's been better in the second half, Dan.
Yeah, he has. He's coming up for his 17th disposal, and he's 20th disposal, and he's had 17 in this half.
Here's Osborne. There you go. So he's picked up 17 in the second half, did you say?
No, fluffed it.
No, bugger it up.
That private school education.
We like a bit of GST, Lukey.
Oh. Yeah, we do, Garcy. There's Osborne. He's trying to channel it through centre half forward. Hope, good mark. Now, he'd have to kick it every bit of 55-60, Scotty.
I'm going to go.
He's going back.
Yeah, outside his range, I reckon, boys.
He's
Outside.
pretty quick on that, Mont.
Well, he's doing the old Ben Brown here. He's going a fair way back. Have a look at it.
It might actually be a set play here. He might be looking to get a bit of distance to find a leading lane, perhaps.
Maybe.
Or am I trying to be optimistic?
No, I think you're being optimistic. I think he's having a shot, Gussie, but we'll wait and see.
How many we got him down for?
We've got him for 1 goal 4.
1 goal 4, Darcy. Okay, so this is to tidy up his stats a little. Darcy puts it on the boot. No, it's not going to make the distance. Comes down short. Chance to pounce on it here.
Oh,
Raiders don't concede. Short ball out wide to the pocket, so they get away with it. Ball's with Anderson.
He's called to play on here. Umpire might have sold him a bit up the river. The Raiders try and exit D50. They do so nicely. Mark has been taken. They play on quickly with pace down the Murray River side of the ground. Charlie St John for the Raiders on the right boot. Nice looking kick. Here's an opportunity. Ball's in the hands of the Raiders via Pocock. Handballing over the top. It's Squizzy Taylor on the right boot. Top of the goal square. Riley Irvin read it better than Brasher. And as the game's gone on, Monty, he's really asserted himself, Nick Irvin.
Well, I'm not sure why he didn't start down there, Riley Irvin. It was a bit of a different one, but yeah, he's been fantastic since he's gone back there and probably taken Brasher out of the game.
Takes another mark. Gee, he's got vice-like hands, Darcy. Now he's up on centre wing. Goes inside 50. Brackey. Yes. Oh, 3 bites at it. Wasn't allowed. Umpire didn't like it. Anderson. Oh, that's an ordinary kick. He's put his team under all sorts of pressure. Sweetman did well in the end. Ends up with Taylor. They go out wide. Charlie St John takes it in the hands on the half-back flank. Oh, low hand pass for Scammell. He's got to go. Back to Charlie St John and on to Scammell. They now kick it. Oh, turn it over. Melksham goes in. Well done from Darcy. Working away. His second and third efforts was fantastic to Jordan Ayres. He picks up Morton, 60 out. So they're at the scoreboard end. Squares one up to Finn Osborne. Now he's 55 out. Plays on. Murphy trying to find someone in the pocket. Great footy to Darcy Hope, Scotty.
Yeah, just that ball movement there was fantastic. And even just the link-up play, great run from Finn Osborne from behind to be used there from Murphy. And away they went inside 50. And Darcy Hope, I tell you what, he could have had an absolute bag full today, but just hasn't quite been able to finish his work.
I know that Darcy normally starts closer to home, but I've really liked him between the arcs today, Monty.
Yeah, I have too. I reckon he's looked very lively. And as I think I said it very early, he looks like he's dropped a few kilos over the pre-season, not having to be used as that midfield rotation, which he had to quite a bit last year for the Roos. So I reckon it could be quite a dangerous combination, him and Bradkey, when it all works.
Well, he's got to kick this one. He's kicked 1 goal 3. This one from 25 out, yeah, that's better. That's a great goal. He's got a double, Darcy Hope. Good kick there, Scotty.
Yeah, that was fantastic there by Darcy Hope, and yeah, as you said, he could have a little bag today. But Corowa have just been fantastic. So many players have played well. Liam McCarthy, one of our good listeners, Josh Warren, just sent through a message then. Liam McCarthy reminds him of a reincarnated Grant Birchall, Lukey. So that's not a bad call there, and he's been good today. He's had the 18 disposals, but his run and carry's been fantastic. Josh Clayton, I'll correct my mistake. He's had 13 disposals in the second half, and he had 5 in the first. So he's been very, very solid today, Joshy Clayton.
Well done, Dan.
10 goals in a row for the Roos. The Raiders haven't scored since the 15-minute mark. Scored a major, I should say, since the 15-minute mark of the first term. Richards won the tap. Wade dominated the back part of the clearance, so they bring it out towards our broadcast side. O'Neill for the Raiders.
Joey Ugle just went about 3 metres over the mark then, I reckon.
You're the cheeky man, Joey Ugle. Running back courageously was Foot, just misread it. Head over the football, Rouston. He's crunched in a big tackle. Got it out in the end, but the umpire blew his whistle prior to, and will ball the footy up. So it's true centre wing broadcast side. And the 12-minute mark for NZ. Foot, handball was smothered. Here's a go now for Sweetman. Kicks to centre half forward. St John up against Geordie Ayres. Well done, Rouston. Handball's backwards. Working his way through a bit of traffic was Hansen. Spinning out of it was Ayres. Looking to find Melksham. The Raiders have numbers in support. Joe Hansen picks up the loose ball. And he's wrapped up in a tackle, edge of the centre square. Newmarket Hotel, Scotty Montgomery.
Just how clean, much cleaner the Corowa-Rutherglen Roos. Handball receive caught a lot more often than the Raiders have.
Yeah, Mr. Mont for the Newmarket. And there goes Murphy, trying to get the ball to centre. Wasn't good enough, didn't reach him. He fights away down there with Burke this time. Here comes Finn Osborne, circles right around onto the right foot. They go in again. Forrest takes the mark for the Roos. 25 out, and he'll have a shot.
Yeah, really good there from Finn Osborne. His kick to Bradkey wasn't the best, but he followed up, got the ball back from Bradkey, and was able to find a target inside 50 with a much better kick there. And that's why, he's an Ovens and Murray Premiership player now, Finn. He's a guy that finds the footy and uses it normally pretty well.
Handy player, young Forrest Scotty. You can put him at both ends.
Yeah, great size, isn't he? Quite athletic.
Here he goes, Tommy Forrest. Tough angle, scoreboard, and has missed it. 79 plays 21. 79 plays 21. So 11-13 plays 2-9. Roos up on the border carpet scoreboard.
There's no dedicated goal-kicking coaches, are there, at O&M clubs?
No.
Maybe there should be.
Names, who are you suggesting, Dan?
Scott Montgomery.
Scott.
Well, I've tried to fix a few in my time and none of them listen.
The Raiders from fullback bring it out to the broadcast side. Murphy paddles it forward. Gathering this ball was Jensen. Fordham couldn't quite keep it alive. Boundary thrown in front of Scotty Mont for the Newmarket.
Yeah, I'll tell you what, boys, it's going to be a long 15 minutes to finish this game, I reckon. It's been getting scrappier and scrappier.
The Roos certainly have looked to become the better side since the main break. Nice work from Murphy. He's been one of the Roos' best for mine. Handball in a bit of space. Here's Geordie Foote. Centres the ball, looking to the advantage of Tom Forrest. One-hander! Tommy Foz!
Oh, yeah.
Elite body and paint mark of the day from young Tom Forrest. And what about the vision from Jordan Foote?
Yeah, how good has Foote been today? He has been unbelievable. And he's probably quietened up a little bit, but he's still been absolutely fantastic. And how's the grab from Tommy Forrest? He just, a bit of arrogance about it, the way he just clunked it with one hand and away he went.
So Tommy Forrest is going to have a look to kick a set shot from 25 metres out directly in front. Tom Forrest comes in and he puts it through the big sticks. I reckon that might be his first goal at senior footy, boys. A lot of the Roos are getting to him. He kicks his 12th for the Roos. And Benny Black is providing some commentary from ground level. He reckons it was a Sunjan goal today.
He's got it spot on there, Benny.
We'll give it a Sunjan goal today. 12-13-85 to 2-9-21 on the border carpet scoreboard.
Fantastic grab and goal. And Jordan Foote, we mentioned him, 22 disposals for him on the 40-wing stat sheet today. I've loved his game. Could be a contender for the anytime, Monty. Might be in that short.
He'll be thereabouts. Yeah, there'll be 3 or 4, but I just want to know.
Have you already made up your mind?
No, I haven't yet.
Ooh, okay.
But I just want to know where the Raiders go to from here. I just don't know what else they've got to come in and what magnets they can throw around, because it's been a very poor outing after quarter time.
Final turn for Mac Jack at John Ford Oval on Easter Saturday on O&M Live. This is 1494 2AY. Gus McLeod, Dan Vaccaro, Scott Montgomery and Luke Francis. Here goes Twycross. In they go. Oh, Pocock trying to get up high. Ball came out the back. Mitch Way sliding in on hands and knees. Johansson's got him. The umpire will take control, 30 out. Roddy O'Dan, how about our marks inside 50 for the game, mate?
The marks inside 50 for Corowa-Rutherglen. They've taken 12 marks inside forward 50, and the Wodonga Raiders have taken 7.
Nice. Richards and Pocock this time. And ball in the hands of Brady Morton. Got it out. Nice work to Finn Osborne. He's been pretty good in the final term. Here goes Ugle. Look at him go, Joey. Looking for support now.
Wants to hand
it off to Darcy Hope and gets it on the right boot. Up towards the arc now. Raiders going back through Kotzer, wins it, and just a blind kick back into the middle. Twycross sits under it and takes the mark.
Just fell into his lap, didn't it? Young Ned switches out to the riverside. Ball's in the hands of Scammell, who looks to be a prospect for the Raiders, Monty.
Yeah, I think he's going to be a very, very good player once he gets some more games into his legs.
They go long down the line. Mitch Way, too far to score. The vice-captain, former Bushranger captain as well, kicks at the top of the square, spills out the back, rolling across the face of goal for a minor score. Right option to kick it to the top of the square. I just think Riley Irvin was too strong defensively. So a minor score here. 2-10 the Raiders, 22 plays 85. It is the Roos in front on the border carpet scoreboard. McCarthy's got the kicking duties once again from fullback. How many's he out on the 40-wing stats?
Just repeat that again, Gus.
Liam McCarthy on the 40-wing stats.
Liam McCarthy has had 18 disposals.
That means Vax was having a little snooze down there, I reckon, Gussie.
Can you blame me?
The Hawks don't play till Monday, though.
Does that come from the Essendon supporter, is it?
We won. Here's Irvin across half-back. Irvin links up here. Tyler Roos takes a bounce. Running long down the broadcast side wing. Looks inboard. Well-weighted kick. Missed Forrest. Darcy Hope overran the ball. Here's the chance for Fordham. He's been really good today. Probably the Raiders' best. Out wide, the kick goes from Sweetman. And looking to gather this on the half volley is Rich.
Corey down towards the half-forward flank. Mitch Way picks it up in those blue boots. He's backtracking a little and just chips it up in the air. Bad turnover to Lavis. Scotty, that's been the story of the Raiders game.
It has been, hasn't it, Lukey? It's just it's cost them so many inside 50s, just poor turnovers between the arcs, and given the Roos a real launch pad for them to go with, but yeah, they're going to have to work on that.
Yeah, and fair to say the story of the last 7 days, they just turned it over far too easily against the Saints as well. As the Roos go down towards the arc, Hope was out in the back, gets away with it. Now he's got a free man on and goes up in the air at the moment. Now Bradkey, far too easy, takes the mark, 30 out directly in front.
As good as Will McCarty's been today as that drop-off defender and defensively, one-on-one with Caelan Bradkey, just doesn't have the strength to go with him, and the kick from Hope there was just really, really good and out in front, and a good grab in the end.
You called it earlier, Mont. These two, Darcy Hope and Bradkey, can be a really big force in the O&M once Corowa improve a little bit more. I'm excited about it.
Totally agree.
Going for 4 here, Caelan Bradkey, and kicks it. He's got it. That's the quartet for him. 91 plays 22. 91 plays 22. The Roos well and truly home. Safely at John Ford Oval in round 2, Scott Montgomery.
Yeah, they are. Nearly 69 points, I think it is now, on the scoreboard, and just, running away with it.
Yeah, big time. They've been impressive all day pretty much. Raiders had a little bit of a look in the first quarter, but after that it's just been all Corowa. They've had 14 inside 50s this quarter as well, and they've been fantastic. Joshy Clayton, he's come into the game well. Only had the 3 disposals this quarter. We had 10 last, and he's going to finish with 18 odd disposals. And Tyler Roos, I think, has been one of the better players on the ground. He's finished with 22 on the 40-week stat sheet.
69-point margin, a game high from Border Carpets. Richards up in the ruck. He's going to take on Kotzak, give that one to Richards. Clayton and Fordham, that's been a great battle today. Fordham's been really gallant for the Raiders as the Roos move it out to the riverside. Here's a chance to pursue this one. Well done underground. Went Williamson, I should say. Roos, top of the goal square. Bradkey again. Caelan.
Yes.
Plays on, kicks his 5th. So 2 goals in a minute to Caelan Bradkey. 97 plays 22. The Roos are kicking away with this one. Thanks to Phil and the team at Mac Jack Sheds. I think one of the really exciting signs today for Corowa-Rutherglen Monty has been the return to John Ford Oval from a son, or a favourite son, in Caelan Bradkey.
Yeah, how good has he been? Kicked the 5 goals now, and he just looks so dangerous. We saw it from the first 2 centre clearances that he got, that the Roos got, went down his throat, and from there on he's looked just very strong and very powerful, and I loved his work up the ground as well. He hasn't just been deep inside 50, he's been up the ground working hard around those wings as well.
Yeah, the cream has definitely risen to the top there. Caelan Bradkey looks to be a super player, and I love watching him play.
Gone over 20 for NZ final term. 97 plays 22. 14-13, 97 plays 2-10-22. On the Border Carpet scoreboard, whistle in the middle, holding free kick. It's going the way of Josh Clayton. So he receives it here for the blue and white stripes. So they'll take the points in round 2, their first win of the year. Of course, they went down to the Maggies last week at North Mears. They'll be happy with this. Hasn't been pretty football, but they're going to get the points, and that's all that matters. Oh, holding the ball again, Scotty.
Yeah, a little bit stiff there, I thought, Shredder.
Jordan Ayres lays it off to Tyler Roos. They might get another one here. That ball's wide. It's wide. It's out to bounds on the full.
Needed to lower his eyes there, Monty. He had a few options.
Oh, I think it was probably a little bit rushed from Geordie Ayres too. Probably don't give that one, and probably poor from Tyler calling for it. I thought it was going to make it very rushed because there's a lot of numbers around the footy, and it wasn't a lot of space when he gave that handball.
Brad St John for the Raiders, who was unlucky to be wrapped up holding the ball. There's been poor kick off the boot. Doing some nice defensive work was Brady Morton. Here's Tyler Roos, chance to make up. Tyler Roos snaps on goal, and he's missed. So another minor score, 14-14 to 2-10-22. And Scott Montgomery, I don't want to give your number away on air, but it is available if people want to want some goal kicking lessons.
100 an hour.
100 an hour, that's cheap.
That is cheap. I'll do it cheap. Not guaranteeing results.
I'll do it for 20 an hour. Won't be as good.
Anderson with it. Brasher takes the mark for the Raiders. True centre wing.
Man in front might have had first hands on that.
Started the game well, but just faded out a little bit. Hasn't been on his own.
And the ball hasn't quite got there as often anymore, Lukey, either.
That's it. Here's Pocock. Now he tries to send one in. They go down for good mark. Getting back there, Rich. And he's taken the mark. Is it Corey? Yes, it is.
Yeah, Corey. He's been solid today. He's had the 18 disposals and he's fighting hard going forward, but yeah, it's been a poor day. As Brad St. John, Warrior, comes off for them. He's had the 16 disposals on the 40-week stat sheet as well, Monty.
Just that ball movement too from back end to front end there for Raiders was so much better when you can hit targets like Brasher, and then Pocock was really good. Took it cleanly below his knees and got on the roll and was able to find Rich breaking inside 50. Just haven't seen enough of that from them today.
Corey Rich looking at the Raiders' third goal. The third goal, we're in the final term. So Corey, can he put through a major for the Raiders on the boot? He struck it nicely. It's kind of a near side. Through for 1 minus score. 98 plays 23 now. 98 plays 23. Roos up in the final term.
They're going to look to try and keep peppering the scoreboard. Here's Ugle. Marking nicely, worked his way into the game as Joey. He comes inboard, Ray Murphy, streaming through the guts of the John Ford Oval. He chips it up into the pocket, looking to find Caelan Bradkey. Nice defensive work from Burke. Impacted the contest. Now the ball's at ground level. McCarty's wrapped up in a Jordan foot tackle. Umpire Brendan Llewellyn calls for the footy once again. So 24, almost 24 minutes gone for NZ.
That took about 7 seconds, Monty, to get up from one end of the ground to the other.
Just the difference between two teams.
Back of the contest, Burke. Now on to Anderson. Right foot kick had a bit too much on it for Squizzy Taylor. Brady Morton feeds it to the top of the square, looking to find a teammate in hope. And well assisted across the chalk was Jason Burke. And it's actually gone through for a minor score, Monty. And Jason Burke, he's a player that the Raiders would probably like to have 2 or 3 of. Couple in attack, couple in defence.
He started in the defence, went forward when they weren't really hitting many options inside 50 early on, and then he's gone back again. His kicking's not great.
Anderson. She's put under pressure by a bad kick from Burke coming out. There's Mitch Way sending it to the outer side. Ugle done some good things today. To Tommy Forrest. Under pressure, gets it out the back. So the Roos, that's an ordinary kick coming in. Leslie's going to mop it up though. As they work it across to the broadcast side. This will be Finn Osborne who takes the mark. So he's at the midway point of the ground here, Finn. Big Easter Sunday coming up on O&M Live. It will be Myrtleford versus Lavington. The Saints versus the Panthers. So looking forward to that. Here's Irvin into the pocket. Good mark. Oh no, dropped it. McCarthy. Play goes on, ball out of bounds.
Yeah, it's been a pretty good, solid effort by Corowa-Rutherglen all up. Joshy Clayton, he will finish the game with 21 disposals. Liam McCarthy as well on the 40-wing stat sheet. He's going to finish with 18. Really like his game as well.
One shy of the ton, the Roos. 99-23, thanks to Phil and the team at Mac Jack Sheds. Geordie Ayres, the most undersized ruckman in the competition, went up in that contest. And we'll bring it back into play. So Darren Creswell's going to get his first victory in Roos colours. Only their second win at the John Ford Oval in 4 years. Corowa back in the competition last year. Took till round 17 to find their first win. They're going to get it in round 2 in 2025. Nice work over the top. Sweetman left it behind. Getting involved in the contest here was Jensen. Been a decent debut from him. Over the top, Rich finds a teammate in Way. Overlapping handball, finds it to Hernan. Hernan to centre half forward. Shuck got a bad bounce over the top. Running inside 50 is Jones, and Jones kicks a goal for the Raiders. It's only their third for the day, and the first since the 15-minute mark of the first term. But unfortunately, it's nothing but consolation for the blue and red.
Yeah, well, at least you can draw a little positive, Monty, out of that.
Yeah, absolutely you can. And just their ball movement and there was much better. And maybe that's something, the one highlight you can definitely show if you chat Owens during the week and say this is how we want to do it when we've got a possession from the back half. This is how we want to move it. Get our quicks going inside 50 or that. And Baxter Jones, really good finish.
So it's back to an even 70-point lead. A 70-point lead for the Roos here in the final term. 14-15-99 plays 3-11-29 on the Border Carpets scoreboard.
Any hints on the Anytime Fitness?
Wow.
There's a few contenders, I reckon.
Yeah.
Might not be taking one of their numbers, but anyway.
No one for Raiders?
Nah.
Okay.
Yeah, nah.
Final turn for Mac Jack. Ends at Albury. Time clock has gone 27 now. Here's Josh Clayton, as we said, so good in the second half. Quiet in the first, Josh. McCarty comes away for the Raiders. Gets one to Fordham.
He's a good player, Luke.
Yeah, brought down in that tackle there, Scotty. Connor Leslie with it.
That was very delayed. It's going to be a free kick to Fordham for a bit of a sling tackle. Elijah Amory, yeah, it wasn't a lot in it, but I think just the way he stayed down by the side of the pad.
Yeah, so Fordham, low driving kick to Twycross. So the Roos will be happy with this. They're going to get the 4 points. Scammell. And Way going back with the fight, takes it in. Ugle will man the mark. What do you reckon, Dan?
Well, He's definitely out of range if you're asking me about the goal kicking, Mitchie Way. But Mitchie Way's had a solid day. He had a very quiet first half, only the 7 disposals, but he's had 6 in this quarter.
A lot of respect for this young man too. He had a lot of clubs offering big cash, even his home club in Colcam, but he stuck fat to the Raiders this year, Lukey.
This to make it their 4th, Gussie. Mitch Way. Gee, gave that some. I'll tell you what. Oh, this side of the post from behind.
Good.
He got onto it, didn't he?
Almost jinxed him, almost mozzed him.
He's 3rd behind, Mitch Way. Still some really positive signs here for the Raiders. Their recruits have looked good. Even some of the guys that have come in from the Tallangatta League. Anderson's done some nice stuff. I thought Kotz has been really brave in the ruck today. But for Corowa, following that half-time, I suppose, stalemate, Monty, they've started to open the game up a lot and looking to show what they can do once they all get on the same page.
Yeah, absolutely. The 2 goals kicked in that second quarter by Corowa, and then they went on a bit of a run and kicked 5 in the 3rd, and were able to just really put the game away there. And I think the rev up they would have got at half time would have been about their ball movement and how they wanted to do it. And we've seen a lot more of what we want to see from Corowa this year and how they're going to take it up to those sides that are sitting above them at the moment.
99 to 30. There's the siren, and the Roos win on Easter Saturday. 14-15-99 to 3-12-30. A big win in front of their home fans. Darren Creswell's on the board with Corowa-Rutherglen.
Good win today, Gussie, on their home turf. So a good turnout at John Ford Oval, and the Roos, they get home. They didn't play their best footy today, but it doesn't matter when you're at round 2. There's a lot of time to tidy up their work. And the Raiders, well, they'd be disappointed in that. So 2 rounds, 2 losses, and last week it was a myriad of turnovers from them. Hussein has just really smoked them on the rebound and on the turnover. And today it's probably not much different. So we'll have our Anytime Fitness Player of the Day, 14-15-99. The final score, the Corowa-Rutherglen Roos over the Wodonga Raiders, 3-12-30. 3-12-30. So, Dan, what did you think, mate? What was your overriding thought of that contest today?
It's a dominant display there by Corowa-Rutherglen, wasn't it, all day? Pretty much after the first quarter, they just went from strength to strength, and it's going to be interesting to see who gets Player of the Day. I think maybe even young Raymond as well, one of the best names. Everybody loves Raymond, but we're going to see where he goes to, and Guzzles is just heading out there behind Monty as well to see who he's going to go to for the Anytime Fitness Player of the Day.
Beautiful. There goes Scotty. Now look at him. He makes his way past Darcy Melksham. He bypasses Pocock. There's Clayton. He's not going to him. Murphy. Oh, a handshake. A handshake there.
He's going to him. I don't think we're going to have...
I think he's got Razor Murphy with him.
Yep.
So I'm not sure if we're going to pick up a post-game interview.
No, we won't. It's just we're going to...
A post-game problem with our mic, which has been a bit of a nuisance.
Yeah, correct.
But anyway, that's okay. We'll probably get to a break here on O&M Live, and we'll come back with the team song for the Roos as they take it out. The round 2 victory over the Raiders, 14-15-99 to the Raiders, 3-12-30. From John Ford Oval, this is O&M Live, and remember, on O&M Live, you will not miss a thing.
What's your future look like? Where do you want to be? Whatever it looks like, with GoTAFE, you've got this. Get real skills for real jobs and careers right now. Search GoTAFE today.
The Ovens and Murray Football League is proudly sponsored by Opal. Thinking packaging? Discover Opal.
Shawty get inspired, how about that? How about that? This time.
I reckon I'll go mid. Carlton Dry 3.5. Embrace the mid.
At 2AY, we're your home of live sport. Every weekend we bring you the best live broadcasts of the Ovens and Murray football and netball. Listen this weekend on your radio or the 2AY app.
No one celebrates life like you do. At Tobin Brothers Funerals, we're here to help you celebrate the life of your loved one, your own special way. Tobin Brothers Funerals, celebrating lives.
There's a home, there's
With Optus Home Internet, you get more yes. Whoa. Which means less family screen time and more harmony with powerful Wi-Fi. Woo. Get the Ultra Wi-Fi modem at no extra cost.
Adroit Insurance and Risk, your local insurance advisor, able to tailor insurance programs to support your business.
And we're proud to support our local community.
Out of the box and primed for the show. On your marks, get set. Being first out the gate. Get the fit you need. The athlete's foot. Fit for every run.